And now, you're tuned in to RBLR, the home of Tampa Bay's Reveler Sports.
Tampa Bay, welcome in, guys. This is your RBLR Bucks NFL Draft Watch Along. For all of you that are out there on Twitter or on YouTube or on Instagram Live, we say thank you. My name is Eureka Wheeler. I am the producer here at RBLR, and I have the whole crew with me here, and more to come. The whole night we are going to be doing the first round of the NFL Draft. But first, let me introduce a man who is currently muted, but he is sitting on his couch looking like he's about to get drafted. And that, of course, is we select from Oregon State University, Zachary Blaine. Unmute yourself and say what's up to the peoples.
What is going on, everybody? Sorry, I muted myself because I got all the kids running around tonight.
It's all good. You got future picks running around the house right now. We get it.
Probably not in football. The one played football for like 3 games and quit because he was crying all the time. But so I don't think he's gonna make it to the draft. But the other one's kind of a tank, so he might. We'll see.
Well, that's great, man. The number one dad around here is Zach Blaine, but also in the house is also from the RBLR Bucks podcast, the one and only hidden gem finder himself. That is my man Musab Tariq. What's good, buddy?
Salutations, gentlemen. I'm doing well. I have been waiting for this day for a while, just because it's like that one kind of uphill, during the off season. So, I mean, we've been talking about these dudes for the last, 5-6 weeks, Zach. I don't know. And
at least.
Yeah. So I don't know. Honestly, I'm just curious to see like who lands. I'm sure one of us is gonna hit it at least once. We're gonna be right. But
yep.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we might have to get you to we might have to get you to refresh that Wi-Fi. Coming in like a bat out of hell, it is of course the man that usually is on the mic for the RBLR Bucks podcast, and that's Carter effing Brantley, who got retweeted by Tom Tango today. What's good, guy?
I appreciate it. Yeah. I also got followed by Travis Shenwick, the MVP machine guy.
There we go.
Whirlwind. Yeah. Super crazy. I read both of those guys' books and they were super cool. But this is an NFL show.
It's a football draft, baby.
Man. What the hell?
Yeah. Keep telling us how popular you are, Carter. Good.
Yeah. Well, another guy. We're calling in all the reinforcements. So from the RBLR Rays podcast, but a huge Patriots fan, unfortunately, is my guy Zach Dobb. What's good, my guy?
Y'all should be saying thank you. You're welcome for your ring, man. What are you guys talking about? Boo! Like you're so welcome.
Listen. Well, I should be thanking Belichick, not you guys.
You should be thanking a lot of people, unfortunately, as we saw in that documentary. Well, hey, I'm super excited to be on here. I was hoping to get on here last season, but the trash train never left the station. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to. But I'm really excited to be on here. This is going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give the microphone duties over to the one and only Carter Brantley. I'm going to let him steer the ship. All of us, as you're watching we're in double digits now, guys. All the viewers watching on X or on Instagram Live or on YouTube, if you could do one thing for us, share this. Drop a retweet, share it with your friends. We need to get all of Bucks Nation in here. We got to let Zach Dobb know that the Patriots suck in a couple picks, and we're all going to laugh when they get Drake May. And you know what? It's going to be a fun time. So we have the Bucks pick is a very, very, very long, but who they're going to pick is a huge mystery because a number of things could happen. The Bucks might even trade up in this draft to get somewhere, but there might be teams trading down in this draft to get the guy they want, plus more assets. What we've done over here is over the last 6 weeks of podcasting, our guys here at the RBLR Bucks have come up with there's even more than these guys, but all of these guys that we have over here are people that we have looked at as realistic Bucks targets at the position they're going to be in. So They have a number of needs. I would love to hear you guys kind of set the stage for the Buccaneers as we wait for Chicago to make the, I think it's who it's going to be.
I'm just annoyed that Eminem is opening the show for the draft.
Oh yeah.
I just saw that.
But yeah, I'd love to have you guys set the stage on kind of for all the viewers who might be tuning in for the first time, kind of where you guys think the needs are of this team and kind of how we've set up our targets over there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you can see by our handy dandy graphics that our amazing producer Eureka Wheeler set up, yeah, we for sure these look fantastic. Yeah, we've got corner, offensive line, edge, safety. I don't know why I was tempted to say shortstop when I read safety,
because all the baseball guys.
We need one of those too.
Facts for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. But then running back and wide receiver, pretty much any of those first four. Theoretically, the Bucs could be picking tonight. You never know. Maybe they go crazy and they say, hey, these wide receivers are too dynamic to pass up on. But for the most part, those first four positions are where we're looking at for the Bucs just to start the night. Because, round one, super exciting. That's when everyone tunes in. And then rounds 2, 3, and everything else, everyone kind of, zones out. But, yeah, these are our targets as well. Like Eureka said, we got them on the side here. But are there any of who's y'all's favorite? Musab, I want to start with you, man. Who's your favorite Bucs target that we have listed for the first round there?
Out of all those ones listed, I would probably say JP Johnson. If not, yeah, because I just think Nate Wiggins it's going to be a reach.
Yeah,
honestly.
Sure.
So unless something crazy happens, you never know. But
yeah, for sure.
26, do you think Wiggins is a reach?
I do. I agree.
Yeah.
I think that's a stretch that he's there at 26.
Oh no, I think what Musab is saying that he's.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I think we were speaking different terms with the same language.
We were speaking some different terms. Yeah.
Right. Okay. It's my fault. Then. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, you're good. Yeah, that's why I'm going JP Johnson. I just think that's more realistic, and I mean it's a big need for sure.
Yeah, he might be gone too, and if both of them are gone, then I don't know what the Bucs do. But Mr. Blaine, how about you, man? Who's your favorite?
Well, I don't care if both of them are there. I'm still taking Cooper DeJean over any of them.
Wow. Okay, Mr. Iowa.
He's my favorite defensive back in the first round talk. I mean, realistic defensive back. Like, let me rephrase that because Quinion Mitchell, Terrion Arnold, those two, I think are the best in the draft. But I do think that out of the next three in Wiggins, DeJean, and Kool-Aid, I think that he's the best and most talented with the most potential. And the versatility to play multiple positions, I think, is huge. So I think we can't really go wrong drafting him at 26 now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Twitter, on the other hand, thinks that 26 is too high for him. And dude, Twitter's a wild place as a Bucs fan right now.
Yeah, it's a weird one, but Mr. Dobb, I know you're not much for a Bucs fan, but is there a guy that you think the Patriots are looking at number 3? Or
well, I was actually going to ask you guys a question because as I'm looking at what the needs that you guys are talking about for the Bucs, for me, I'm just curious why you have quarterback rated over offensive line. Only because the reason I asked that question is because generally speaking, I feel like offensive line. The farther you go down in the draft, there's a lot of. I feel like corner is a position you can find somebody farther down in the draft. Offensive line, I feel like you're either going to get them or you're not. So I'm just curious: is it because you don't feel like the guys you wanted O-line are going to be there, and really feel like the offensive line you're happy with? You're happier with that than you are with corner right now.
Can I take the lead on this question real quick if you're okay with that?
Please do.
For me, it's more of this guard/center class is deeper than the cornerback class to me this year. I think that we made some improvements on the offensive line in free agency. Hazel agrees with me. I think we've made some improvements on the offensive line already in free agency, and we traded away our number 1 corner and have now brought in 2 corners that may get some playing time, may not. Right. So I think at this point it's more of a corner is a need that we need to get somebody who can start day one, an offensive line, no matter where we get him. If we have to have him sit a year or develop a year, then they can.
But you feel confident, and maybe this you can answer this one too, Carter. But you feel confident that if you're picking an O-line in the first round and he sits a year, you'd be okay with that outcome, right?
Oh, first round? No. First round. First round. Anyone that gets drafted first round needs to be starting day one.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that there's first round talent on the O-line in this draft, but there's deeper talent in this line or in this O-line draft.
Okay. Yeah, and I think an important note is that like the Bucs' current starting outside corner is maybe Zion McCollum, and their current starting center / guards are Cody Mauch and Robert Hainsey, and then Lord knows who the third one is. But I think I don't want to speak for Zach and Musa, but I think I'm more comfortable with the current offensive lineman that the Bucs have starting right now than I am with the corners that they have starting. But with all of that being said, if the Bucs go interior offensive line first round and then corner, I'm none the wiser. I don't really. It's kind of a 1A, 1B situation. If they wanted to draft if JPJ's there and they pick him, hey, I'm going to be super thrilled. I think he's going to be dynamite at the center position. But yeah, it's kind of a 1A, 1B. But gun to my head, if I had to pick one, I'd pick corner. But Musab, how about you, man? Maybe you disagree. Maybe you're kind of you made these need lists though. Like we went consensus with yours, so I'm guessing you haven't changed your mind. But please relieve me of my ignorance.
Yeah, I just feel kind of the same way that y'all mentioned. I just think that our O line, the O line class is deeper. Obviously, I still have cornerback as our first ranking just because I just think it's our biggest need. I think it's our biggest priority. We want to get the best of the best out there, whatever is available. But I'll probably say that's about it, though. Yeah, you guys have already kind of said it already.
Yeah, because like the Bucs have Zion McCollum and Breece Hall and Tavier Thomas as a nickel corner.
Yeah,
they're fine, but like I'm not super thrilled about any of them taking a significant snap total. So it'd be wonderful if they could get Wiggins or Dejon or any of these guys to kind of shore up that position, but also bring in more of a talented starter than what they have, I think, currently rostered. Did that answer your question, Mr. Dab? I don't know.
That answered it really well because I'm not as educated on this current draft class. I was just more thinking like that's what I've seen over the years in drafts. It's just that there are and there's talent you can find pretty much everywhere in the draft. But a lot of times like starting offensive linemen are just hard to come by. And I say that as a Patriots fan who is not like I'm a little nonplussed with our offensive line right now, and that's why we're in like as a Patriots fan. You're asking me what I think we should do. We're in such a weird spot right now because there's so many things we need to fix, and like the defense is there's not like if Christian Gonzalez is healthy, he's a superstar. The rest of like I think Christian Barmore is a star personally, but the rest of the defense is just kind of like okay. Offensively, I mean. I'm not happy with left tackle. I'm not happy with wide receiver, and I'm very not happy with quarterback. And unfortunately, like several of those needs are not going to be able to get fixed in this first round. So like only one, unless we trade back. Even if we do trade back, I feel like and this is I had this opinion, and I think I'm a little bit unique among Patriots fans. If we're not getting Jane Daniels, I'm not interested in anybody. At the QB. Really? I'm really not. I really just because to waste that capital on a guy who I don't think is a major improvement over Mac Jones is a waste of resources. So to me, I would rather trade back, get a real starting offensive lineman that you can confidently put at left tackle, get a real good wide receiver, a real talent there, and figure out quarterback later. Because if you're not getting a needle mover at the quarterback position, you're wasting that pick, in my opinion.
Man, Mr. Dobb, you're preaching to the choir, my man. That's pretty much how I feel for a lot of these teams. Like, I think it's silly that the Commanders are probably going to go quarterback at pick 2 because, I mean, my goodness, they have just a long list of glaring needs. So, yeah, you're preaching to the choir. I think a big thing, I wanted to bounce this right back to you. The Vikings traded for that extra first-round pick. There's a lot of rumors swirling that they're using both of those first-round picks as leverage to try to trade up and draft a quarterback. How would you feel about that? I think they're sitting 12, and then the extra one's 23. Please forgive me if those are inaccurate, but right. Yeah, that sounds right to me too. So how would you feel about that package as a Patriots fan if they wanted to trade up to 2?
It's fine because, and actually, I would rather that only because I feel like one of the other quarterbacks that maybe they would look at, whether it's JJ McCarthy, I think Penix is he projected to last through the end of the first round, or is he currently being projected to being picked in the first round?
It's kind of iffy. It's the Giants. Like the Giants pick Daniel Jones, and like who the heck knows what they're going to do.
Well, because there's been some rumor they've been talking about trading up too. The Giants are talking about trading up too, because that's the other thing I've been hearing. So it's just like I honestly, if we trade down, I want a wide receiver, because we have been so long without, and I'm just talking about the Patriots as a franchise. Since Gronk has left, oh, there it is.
No one.
What a shocker!
That.
Oh man, crazy, bro.
Who could have predicted?
Who could have predicted that? I just want a needle mover at a skill position like wide receiver. That's all.
No, for sure. I mean, I feel like watching years of Kendrick Bourne and last year's Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, I don't have to tell you, Devontae Parker, like those guys are fine, but good Lord, there just hasn't been a solid number one wide receiver.
I had to watch Kembrell Tompkins, man. Yeah. Like you can't hurt me anymore when it comes to wide receivers. Like, listen, you cannot hurt me.
For sure. Yeah.
I need somebody. It's been brutal because there's even been guys we picked in the first round that haven't worked out. And then N'Keal Harry was supposed to be the guy. He was supposed to be the big possession wide receiver who had a little bit of juice. He's a blocking wide receiver. It's just been rough. I want someone that is actually going to move the needle and not just be like, well, maybe if we get him open.
Right. Yeah.
If we scheme him up, I'm tired of scheming up our number one wide receiver.
Right. Yeah. That's not really what we're looking for. Is someone.
Hey, N'Keal Harry was a stud, boys.
N'Keal Harry was a stud. Get that.
He was. How far back does the was have to go to where he was a stud? Like, we can keep going.
I had such high hopes for N'Keal Harry. Like, I hate that. I hate the Patriots. And I talk about this all the time because my dad's favorite team is the Patriots. So theoretically, they're my second favorite team. I'm doing something, Bub. Go. But theoretically, they're my second favorite team. My dad raised me up a fan. I just love to talk trash on him, especially when he's around. So
it's been a little too easy recently. It's been a little too easy.
Dude, I love being able to text him and be like, "Hey, dude, y'all won like 4 games. What happened?" Because he's gotten all that time to tell me how bad Tampa was. I mean, we went through the dog days in Tampa, and now that we turned it around a little bit, it's still pretty bad. But it could be bad, is I guess what I'm saying. It's not great right now like it was when Brady was here. But N'Keal Harry was one of those guys where I was like, he's going to be a stud. And boy, was I wrong.
Well, I think it's interesting, and like I don't know if there's maybe an article or like a special on this. The way that Tampa, I think, has rebounded better to Brady's leaving than New England did.
Oh, 100%.
Like Tampa did a much better job of having a support system and going and finding talent at quarterback, even though some people didn't think it was going to turn out that way. They did a much better job of replacing him than the team who had him for years and supposedly had years to plan for that.
The problem was that, at least the way that it looked from the outside looking in, was they wanted Brady gone sooner when they had Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett. And then they drafted Mac Jones, and I think at that point they were like, well, we can't give up on him.
Right.
He had that pretty solid rookie year.
Yep.
And then it just went downhill so fast. And it was one of those things where I think they just couldn't give up on him that quick. And that's why you never saw Bailey Zappi get legitimate starting time, because not that he's great. I'm not saying he's a great quarterback.
I was gonna say,
don't come at me with Bailey Zappi. Don't come talk to me.
Look, Bailey Zappi was better than Mac Jones last year.
I don't know if there were many people that were worse. That's
a solid argument. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
But I just that was honestly, I was really curious to see how the Bucs would do in immediately after Brady, and I've been super impressed with the way the team has the team I feel like is really maybe this is the difference it feels like the Bucs were together and we're ready to go and ready to attack that. And for the whatever reason, the Patriots were not.
Well, and the Patriots hate to pay their own players too.
Yeah.
The Patriots don't like to pay anyone big money. So you got to think Tampa when Brady left, and I'm sorry to talk so much, Carter. I apologize. When Brady left, they had no weapons or anything. Like Edelman was at the end of his career. Gronk left and came with Brady. So it's like it's one of those things that it was like they didn't have any big name players, whereas Tampa, Brady left. We still had Mike Evans. We still had Chris Godwin. Our defense was all intact. Not to mention the people that came over to play with Brady didn't leave. So, and then we get Baker, and everyone was down on Baker outside of Zach and half of Musab. But I was high on Baker from day one, and to see him work out, and now we got him for another 3 years.
Yeah,
hopefully, it's just the rebound was nice to get a guy who came in and played at a Pro Bowl level.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that the Caleb Williams pick is in, I mean, not that it was really any anticipation or anything. Where do the Commanders go? Who do they go with? Do you think they go Daniels or Drake May? We'll just go around. Mr. Dobb, you start us off, man. Who do you got the Commanders taking?
I'm gonna speak it into existence. They're gonna pick Drake May. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna manifest. I'm gonna manifest it. Hey, anybody but Shane Daniels.
Start doing your ritual dance because it's not happening.
whatever I gotta do, like, please.
All right, Mr. Blaine, who you got?
Jake Daniels is going to Washington. I think it's almost as solid a pick as Caleb Williams.
Really interesting. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Tariq, are you in that same boat?
I'm going Jaden Daniels as well.
Ooh, coming in.
What about you, Carter? What do you got?
Yeah, I'm not going to break from the herd. I'm going to go Daniels as well.
I mean, he's I said it on one of our episodes. He is going to be the best quarterback right off rip from this draft.
Interesting. Are you still of the opinion that that Mr. Penix, the local Tampa guy, is going to be the best overall?
Best overall quarterback in this draft is Penix. Best right off rip is Jaden Daniels. I think Williams is a bust. I think Drake May is Mac Jones reincarnated. I really do. I think J.J. McCarthy is up there in the top 3 in this draft, and I'm not even a huge McCarthy fan.
Man, taking McCarthy over May, huh?
I am, yeah.
See, I think of May as being a little bit more athletic than Mac Jones, but I don't know. It's tough.
I agree that he's more athletic, but it's kind of the same thing because I don't think – how long has Drake May started?
Yeah, I haven't.
2 years, at least 2 years.
Yeah, right? I think it's either 1 or 2 years. I think it was a lot like the Trubisky situation, where Trubisky had one really, really good year, and apparently it's Jaden Daniels. My TV's behind, I guess. It's that
mine is too. That's all right.
Cable, but it just feels like
source. Trust me, bro.
He's more athletic, just not that guy.
For sure. Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you. I'm not really sold on anyone in this quarterback class other than C-Dub, other than Caleb Williams. And even him, it's like, sure, I'm sold on him, but like at the same time. And it's not even necessarily that has a lot to do with the quarterbacks themselves, just mostly the situations they're coming into.
Can I ask you, what has you sold on Caleb Williams? Like what? Because there's stuff for me that's like glaring issues.
Zach Dobb looks so enthusiastic that his New England Patriots are on the clock right now. I just want to pop in there.
Eureka's on your count too, huh?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Hell yeah. A couple of brewskis.
Baby. Celsius.
Gotcha, buddy. I went for the good stuff. Yeah. I got Genesee Cream Ale. Yeah, it's cheap.
Ooh.
It's cheap.
I may have to go get a beer now if Eureka's
What's
on.
What's it taste like? It's cheap. It's a little sweeter, but anyway, they had a special on it. So
hey, if it's cold, then that's all you need, right?
Yeah, we're getting there. We'll see.
Right.
I gotta work. I don't know how much beer I can have though. That's my issue.
Fair enough.
It's not a competition.
I think Musab and I are drinking water, staying hydrated.
Yeah, man.
Staying hydrated. Homies. Well, I'm with you, brother.
Homies, yeah.
I'm on that white girl energy right now, baby.
So, let me hijack the conversation, Zach.
Yeah.
What's the best case scenario?
Best case scenario is we somehow get Marvin Harrison.
Oh,
he's there.
Interesting.
That's the best. Honestly, I'm gonna be straight up. I would pick him at 3. I'm gonna be straight up with you.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, and let me say this: I don't think Drake May is quite as bad as maybe I'm like my face says he is. But the reason is because he's got talent, he's got arm talent, he's got leg talent, but he needs to be developed. And the current coaching staff the Patriots have assembled is not equipped for that. Their head coach is not equipped. Their offensive coordinator is not equipped. They're like fine, but they're not equipped to develop a young quarterback to where it's going to actually be a successful situation. So the reason why I wanted Jay Daniels so bad is because like Zach said, you can plug and play. Like Drake May, they're gonna plug and play if they pick him, which I really hope they don't, but I feel like they are. They're gonna plug and play him. It's not gonna work out, and I'd love to be wrong, but I just don't feel like I don't know that they can develop him right now.
So
I like the coaching staff, but not to develop a young quarterback.
Following up on that question, is there a quarterback available right now other than Drake May that you would be comfortable taking here and feel more confident in?
I guess I would take Penix only because he's got more starting experience. A little bit, and I've seen him perform in big game. I mean, we've seen JJ McCarthy do it as well, but I feel like I've seen Penix perform like he's been the one with the ball in his hands. Whereas JJ McCarthy, he's done it a little bit, but
he's
like,
a more refined pocket passer as well.
I would rather like that's where I would like. I guess I would be I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'd be like, all right, fine. But like because Drake May, I feel like if he went somewhere, like if he's still like there's I don't know why this would ever happen. But like if he went and played with Kyle Shanahan. Like, he'd be really good. But, like, I don't think he's not going to go play for the Patriots, the current Patriots coach. Like, I love Gerard.
Pick is in.
So they picked. They didn't trade.
Yeah,
Who's it going to be?
I don't even want to know.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to like it.
I'm hearing rumors that it's Drake May.
Yeesh, yes.
Ugh.
Yeah, because if they would have gone Harrison Jr., that would have been cool. Like I'm with you.
I would have much rather done because here's the thing. What does picking Drake May fix about the Patriots next season?
Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing.
Not a lot, right.
Because and that's my issue, right? Like that's the issue. But my concern is that he's just going to get, he's not going to be able to develop, and it's just going to be Mac Jones all over again. I hope I'm wrong. I think Drake May is way more talented than Mac Jones was.
A higher ceiling is.
He has a higher ceiling.
Yeah.
But I don't know that the current staff is equipped to get him there, and he doesn't have the weapons to get himself there. So now we're talking about hoping there's somebody around for whatever the 35th pick is our next pick. That's what we're hoping is there's somebody around. Because and then it's then you're talking about round 3, you're picking your offensive. Yeah,
I mean, realistically though, this is a really deep wide receiver class.
It is.
So that's the bright spot in this situation is even though 9 times or 90% chance you're taking Drake May right now, the wide receivers available at pick 35 are going to be solid. The issue is, after round 2, you're not going to have much option. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and the one thing I will say is, I'm going to just I'm just going to take I don't have one around, but I'm going to take the Patriots hat off and put the Gator hat back on. Ricky Pearsall is a dude. And if they picked him, I would be good because he's a dude. I don't think he's going to make it there. He's shot up too much in the pre-draft I think. But he's a stud. So if we got him, I might be much happier. But
I will say I just saw a video. It looked like Drake May was crying, which means
May's the pick.
He's coming to New England.
So,
yeah,
it may be so.
Yeah. Ouch. Well, that's a bummer.
He doesn't and it's and I'm being dramatic. He's not terrible, and he could be really good. I just am worried that he's just not going to develop, and it's not going to be a successful place for him.
Yeah.
That's my concern with it is he better than Jacoby Brissett? Because you guys signed Jacoby Brissett again.
I would start Jacoby Brissett.
100%.
100%. Now, I will say that maybe my opinion changes a little bit if you tell me Jacoby Brissett starts every game next year. If you could promise me that, I might change my opinion. Because I think if they do that, I might be on board. Like, just literally, I don't want him doing anything but, like, working on his mechanics for the next, like, 12, 24. There it is.
It's just a tough sell to spend a third-round pick on
a third overall pick. Yeah,
or a third overall. I'm sorry, on a red shirt. I get what you're saying, though. Like, I love that. But, man, that's just tough. Because then it's like, well, shoot, like, I don't know.
That's kind of how I felt about Kyle Trask. I was like, hey, no worries. He can learn behind Brady. Yes, it was a weird pick, but I
back while he's down, brother. Come on, man.
He's already having a rough night. We're watching a man go through the 5 stages of grief right before our very eyes. Like,
so if you're Arizona, do you take Marvin Harrison Jr.?
100%.
I think you could. Yeah. I think you could trade out of here and still get Harrison Jr.
I don't know how far you could go down.
Yeah,
but
I don't think you could.
Who needs a wide receiver?
The Chargers, brother. They're gonna.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
They did get rid of
They need it. And you put Marvin Harrison Jr. with that rocket arm?
Well, or you're straight up calling San Diego, or you're San Diego. Sorry, I'm a Broncos fan. You're calling up LA and you're saying, hey, Chargers, we're taking Harrison. How much do you like Neighbors? How much do you like him? Because you could
Chargers, I don't buy that. Like, I'm like, hey, we like Neighbors just fine. But that's just me, though. I think the gap between the two.
And then you say Minnesota. Why don't you hop over here?
Right, for sure. Yeah. I think Minnesota is more likely.
Say Minnesota, come on up here, buddy.
Right.
Come get your boy. Come get JJ or whoever you're really thinking.
Because I feel like the Giants might scoop JJ up if the Vikings don't do something.
It's going to be very interesting.
I think the Chargers take O-line.
I don't know, because
that's what they should do.
Because, like,
that's what they need.
That's what they should do.
Who's their number one wideout right now?
I couldn't tell you, brother.
Quentin Johnson is their number one wide receiver.
Hey, I like him in Madden.
Exactly. Like, see, him and Trey Palmer, or no, that's a Bucks guy.
Josh Palmer.
Josh Palmer. Thank you.
Joshua Palmer, yeah.
Yeah, Josh Palmer is the number 2 wide receiver. Like, I get that, Joe Alt would be a nice right tackle to go with Slater, but my goodness.
So my prediction, Carolina takes Harrison, Chargers take an offensive lineman, and then we see the Giants end up getting Neighbors.
Interesting.
I think that contract, Daniel Jones' contract, is too big to get out of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I would love for the Giants
to be a backup, bro.
What were they doing? What were they doing with that contract, man?
Mushrooms, some acid, probably some crack, like something, bro.
That's tough. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I would love for the Giants to stick it out and like just set themselves up for whoever they want to draft to replace Daniel Jones after that horrible contract expires. But yeah, until then, made your bed. You got to lay in it. Like, just you got to stick with it. But it's the Giants. They picked Daniel Jones in this same spot.
Is it crazy to think that the Chargers? I know the Cardinals are on the clock, but I think we're all pretty established that it's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr.
Because the pick is in. Is it crazy to think that LA could trade back?
No, not at all. They could trade back with Minnesota.
I think this is a great spot for Minnesota to jump up and take JJ.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of great spots,
Marvin Harrison, he's crying.
Yeah. But speaking of great spots, this is a great spot for whoever's viewing to like and subscribe if they're tuned in. We've got some viewers coming in. Definitely hit that like and subscribe button. You can also follow us at RBLR Sports. If you have enjoyed our nonsensical ramblings while watching this NFL draft, then definitely check us out. It's a lot of fun. We'll be having a post-draft recap as well after this week, next Wednesday. So yeah, definitely check us out. And I know, Mr. Dab, after the Patriots pick, you gotta dip, you gotta head out. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yep. Thank you guys for having me. I want to do this again sometime. You guys are awesome.
Oh, hell,
for sure.
We appreciate it.
We enjoyed having you big time, man.
Yep. Listen to the Rays show.
On the Rays show. Yeah, on the Rays show.
We're going to talk about whatever is going on right now with the Rays. We're going to talk about it.
That's right. That's right.
We're not sure what it is yet, but
we're going to talk about Benny Biceps. We're going to talk about Benny Biceps.
Benny R.
And Curtis Mead.
That's
saving us from despair. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Yes,
hey, brother, have fun.
So Marvin Harrison Jr., that's the new guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. I'm hearing Cardinals are taking.
I have it on
In fact, I like my source so much, I'm just going to go ahead and call it.
Yeah, it's on my screen now. It said that the Cardinals picked him.
He took. Okay, good.
Yeah, they're doing the whole.
Who's your source?
Yeah.
I can't. Well, since I'm in public, let me tell you exactly what my
Is it that one Giants dude, Ricky or something? The dude with the dog profile picture. Have y'all seen that at all?
No. Is he like tapped in? He like knows everything?
Low key. Like he's low key kind of told a bunch of stuff. But he's like this weird, like it looks like a meme page, but like low key he's called a lot of stuff, and it's kind of weird. But yeah, he's like a meme on Twitter right now.
Well, so I mean, Chargers can sit here and take wide receiver. I don't want I want the Chargers to mess this up. I want them to reach.
I think they trade out. I think they trade out. I'm predicting Minnesota trades up here to jump in front of New York to take JJ McCarthy.
Yeah. My only thing is, why haven't they done it by now? If they were going to, it's just.
I mean, at this point, they don't like. It may have already been the trade may already be agreed on. They just got to send it through at their pick, don't they?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I don't know. It's weird. Like I feel like, why did Minnesota wait this long to do this kind of thing? Because they're just
from what I have, a little bit of research that I've done into other teams. They've been in the progress of trying to work out a trade with both New England and other teams. So,
but why are they? I guess I'm just. Man, like you're just setting yourself up to have to like give up more because a team can just be like, nope, we're good. We're going to stay here. Like they lose a lot of leverage on draft night. It feels like, because then they have, especially with quarterback needy teams, you got to overpay for that position. Unfortunately, because you're not trading, 2 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks, whatever, to get, an offensive lineman or whatever. Like you're doing it to get a quarterback, and the Chargers know that, so they're going to be able to, squeeze every little inch of capital they can out of this team. So it's just weird that they've waited this long. But
if the Chargers stay here, do we think they take Neighbors?
I think they go wide receiver.
He doesn't. I would say, like, I do think that he's one of the best receivers in this draft class. He doesn't fit the Chargers' stereotypical wide receiver, though.
Maybe they view that as a good thing,
Yeah.
Because Harbaugh is there. He's got his own.
I mean, for a while. I'd have to think what their other needs are, but
offensive line bad.
I mean, so because if they need that, I mean, Joe Alt is also there, right?
Right. Yeah, it's either
wouldn't
Joe
be a stretch. He'd be a solid pick.
If LA stays, I think they take offensive line. If they trade out, then like I said before, it's JJ to Mini.
Yeah, I think those are pretty much the only two options.
With 5 minutes left, I'm guessing they're probably staying put.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird situation they're in. It's a weird spot they've kind of put themselves in. But I really like the Washington guy. What's his last name? Shoot, it starts with an O, right? Oduze or
Rome O'Dunes?
Yeah, O'Dune. Sorry, yeah, I really like him. I think he'd be really solid.
If we're taking Marvin Harrison Jr. out of the equation, he's I think the second best wide receiver in this class.
Yeah,
it's like a total package. And that's not hating on Neighbors. I think Neighbors is a very good wide receiver. I think it's going to go down as like the Justin Jefferson wide receiver class. I think there's going to be a lot of really good players this draft.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where they go because, man, it was tough watching the Chargers last year. Just wasting another year of Herbert. But then again, I also really dislike the Harbaugh guy. So
I like him.
Yeah, he's a cheater. He's the AJ Hinch of the NFL. He's the Jose Altuve of the NFL.
Fair. What about you, Musab? What do you think?
Yeah, where would you go if you were the Chargers?
I'll probably just go wide receiver. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not too sure, to be honest, like what exactly their specific needs are, but
I think that'd be great for them. If they go wide receiver, I'm happy about that because Joe Alt would be the one that I would really hate for them to take.
Really?
I think that's their best pick. I think that's the best pick to make.
Interesting.
I couldn't agree more. I think if If they stay put, that's my prediction. As they go Joe Alt.
This is so weird because usually I'm the one advocating for offensive line.
I know, but
I hate skill position players. But
I guess for me, it's more of a I don't really care to watch this team. So like, if I'm a GM building the Chargers and I don't have to watch them, like I'm gonna do what's best. But watching Tampa, I want to see explosive plays.
Right? No, I get you. Yeah, I don't know. It's it's strange. It's interesting. I guess I'm okay with the Chargers' options at right tackle, but I'm not okay at all with their like wide receiver options at all. Like it doesn't matter if you have like a little bit more time to throw if your guys are just like they're just running suicides, getting their cardio in because they're not.
I think that plays into going back to this being a really deep wide receiver class.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's tough because like you want to strike that balance of you don't because that's a tough thing to bank on, right? Like you say, oh, it's a deep wide receiver class, like we'll be fine, and then you get to round 2 and your pick and you're like, wow, I hate all of these guys. Like I don't like any of these wide receivers.
You're gonna end up with Luke McCaffrey.
Right, exactly, or some rando. I mean, obviously that probably wouldn't happen, but it just depends on how they view a lot of the round 2 guys. It'll be interesting to see. But yeah, if they go Joe Alt, I'm certainly, as long as they don't do something really weird, like it's Harbaugh, so maybe he wants to get McCarthy in the building or something stupid. But
oh my God, could you imagine the
that'd be awesome. I'd love that. Just completely just ruin Harbaugh's chances as an NFL coach. That'd be wonderful. Oh man, but
yep, I knew it.
Is cereal for dinner a bad call as an adult?
You're a grown ass man. You can do whatever you want, buddy.
I'm about to
you can always go for Brenner. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Huge advocate for Brenner. Hell yeah.
I don't like this pick for the Chargers. I know who it is.
It's Joe Alt.
Oh, they went Joe Alt. Man.
Sucks, dude. I mean, good for them, but
right.
Yeah, that was the smart play there.
I guess I haven't said I'm a Broncos. Like I grew that's my home. That's my longtime childhood team. So that's the more that the Chargers can just die would be great. I just
fair enough.
But yeah, I haven't seen the pick. I mean, I haven't seen it officially called, but
yeah, I haven't either. But I trust your source. Your source has been 3 or 4.
Hey, I was going to say 3 for 3.
It's just me
at this point.
It's just me.
Oh, you're the source. It's your.
I'm the source. Trust me, bro.
For sure.
But now the Giants though just had Malik Neighbors or Rome Odunze drop into their lap. So which one? I think they go wide receiver here for sure.
Yeah,
I'd like to think so, but man, they're weird. They're so freaking weird.
I know I just talked about you can't pay a guy that much to be the backup, but you can't overlook the possibility of a quarterback here.
They could go quarterback, but
that'd be so awful.
It would be very bad.
Yeah, like it'd be great.
Punting,
right. Like they'd be awful this year. Like they would probably be in contention for the first overall pick next year. I mean, they'll do that regardless of who they pick. But
are you seeing this note here? Chargers turned away trade offer calls for Justin Herbert.
Oh, I mean, good for them.
Yeah, why? I wouldn't.
But I wonder what you could have got for him.
Why would you trade Justin Herbert?
Yeah, that's nasty.
You got new leadership, and he likes JJ McCarthy. I mean, I wouldn't.
Dude, he's gassing up JJ, bro. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't. He's gassing up JJ because he wants people to trade with him. That's what it was.
Why does Joe Alt look so just bland and bored? My goodness.
It's a Notre Dame guy, bro.
Bro, this guy looks so freaking dull. Like he looks like me. Like he just looks like me, just sitting there like.
Oh no! Now when to see him?
Like he looks so nervous. Like he just looks like weird.
Yeah, because he's going to the Chargers.
Weird vibe.
Do you blame him, bro? He's about to have to live in LA.
He's about to go to the Chargers.
Everything is there.
This guy just creeps me out. Maybe it's because it's like looking into a mirror or something, but I don't know. This guy is.
It reminds me of like the creepy family in a horror movie where they're all like, "Hey guys, it's nice to see you."
Like the family in Get Out.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm good, bro. I'm not hanging out with you.
Nope. Yeah. Nope.
Oh, John
Bad
Hall
vibes.
is his father.
Right. Yeah.
Didn't
Nah.
even know that.
There you go.
That's a big dude, 6'8".
Yeah, he's
He's a
massive.
big dog. Yeah.
It's just now they have like 2 elite tackles for sure,
Yeah.
no doubt about it. But my goodness, like, who are you throwing to? It's just tough. But what are you gonna do?
They're transferring Joe Alt to a tight end in the NFL.
I mean, that'd be kind of fun, having a little 6'8", just absolute monster of a human being running routes. That'd be kind of crazy.
That'd be insane.
For sure. But oh man, yeah, he just looks weird.
Did y'all
see
that? Did y'all see that clip of the draft room for the Chargers?
Mm-mm.
No, I don't know. It just looked all funny. They all just got up together at the same time, and started clapping.
Oh,
it's like a tip.
It
just looked like a.
It's the animation.
Yeah, it just looked like there was like scenes from a
animation.
movie, like a typical corporation office or something.
Right. Well, they're just NPCs. They're the we crowd when the guy rolls the strike. It's like,
congrats, Bob, you got a promotion.
Yeah. Oh,
imagine playing for the Chargers, but then imagine being this faceless, nameless person that works for the Chargers.
Oh man, that's tough. Although their social media account's pretty cool. They've had some cool
when they did that whole
they have
animated,
that one lady that like super fan or whatever. I don't know if she's exactly a super fan.
I think Neighbors
goes
is
hard.
the pick.
Oh, it says the Giants pick is in. My goodness. Oh God, Drew Lock and Devin Singletary are their key additions. Good Lord. My God.
All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Malik Neighbors.
Because the Giants don't have a second round pick, right? They traded it to the Panthers for Brian Burns. So if they draft a quarterback, then
no, the Giants have a round 2 pick 15.
How'd they get the extra second?
I might be wrong about that, but I'm
No, I don't. I'm trying to remember what trade that was.
They have pick 215 and they have a 3rd round pick. They have a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Yeah, they're
so apparently, Adam Schefter on Twitter, the 2 teams that contacted the Chargers about Justin Herbert were the Patriots and the Vikings.
Yeah,
sure.
And they have all the draft capital and they have the need. Makes sense.
Sure.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say Buccaneers. The way you,
yeah, that would have been funny.
Yeah, but
you guys think that would have been the at least if you're the Patriots, you'd imagine that's at least the 3rd round, the number 3 overall, plus probably 3 more 1st round picks.
Yeah, I'd say it'd be at least you'd start at 3 1st round picks, and then you might even have to include
JJ McCarthy looks pretty happy right now.
Oh man, this is gonna be so funny. I have a buddy of mine who's a big Giants fan, and I'm just gonna. Oh man, that's gonna be so much fun. He has to have JJ McCarthy and Daniel Jones as his favorite teams to start, like 2 quarterbacks. Like that's so depressing. That's just nasty.
I could see the Titans trading out of here, but
they could also go wide receiver.
Because the thing
already know that it's.
Because here's the thing about the Falcons.
It is Malik. They want Neighbors.
All right.
How are you guys ahead of me? This is pissing me off.
I know. I'm watching on my PS5, man. What are you doing?
I'm watching on cable, brother.
I'm watching it just on some random.
So here's Tennessee, right? Tennessee could trade out of here and follow me along here, because the Falcons might go quarterback as a long-term. I know, as a long-term play, though.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I don't think that. I mean, JJ McCarthy, I'm low on him as far as this high. Yeah, they just made the call Malik Neighbors, but I thinking galaxy brain here, 4th dimensional chess, is that they're gonna have him, but how long is he gonna be there in Atlanta?
He's got a 4-year contract.
He's gonna play all 4 of them years.
I think he plays at least
paid. Yeah, he's getting paid.
He's play at least 3 before that contract doesn't kill them.
Also, then let's say they do spend this 8th overall pick on a quarterback. Then they're spending first-round salary on a quarterback in addition to the ridiculous salary that they're giving to Kirk Cousins.
So I think, in all seriousness, Atlanta takes Dallas Turner.
Yeah,
I would think Dallas Turner is the best. He's the best pick for them.
Yeah, any of the edge guys would be an easy one.
I definitely would do that.
If the Falcons go quarterback,
I think D-line. I think it's going to be Byron Murphy or Dallas Turner.
I agree. That's the best option for them.
Yeah, that'd be cool too.
But if they smoke screen enough of it, because I mean, here's the thing: is I don't think that the obviously the Vikings don't want to stay at 11 because you have both the Raiders and the Broncos who also need quarterbacks that right now are 1 pick and 2 picks behind them.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Broncos decide, because look, the Broncos are punting this year. So if they decide to pile on to the just giving away stuff for this year or next year, even a little bit while they're still in cap hell to get the quarterback they want, they might do that.
So you're telling me Zach Wilson's not the quarterback you want, brother?
Yeah, of course not. Right.
No, I think Tennessee takes Rome Odunes. Atlanta takes
an edge rusher,
or just D-line in general, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, defensive line.
I don't know. Tennessee could use offensive line too, though.
They need trenches. They need both trenches for sure.
For sure.
Tennessee, I think, is the hardest one to call for me right now. They need wide receiver, but
they also need offensive line and defensive line. I mean, it's across the board, really.
Yeah.
They could really just go whatever their best player is.
Best player available right now, yeah. Outside of quarterback, because they've got Will Levis. I don't think they're taking a quarterback.
Right, for sure. But like if they have
I got a weird name.
Ooh.
JC Latham.
Oh, out of Alabama, yeah.
Oh.
Good pick. Is that a name or is that a source name?
Yeah. That's what I was
probably
for.
Taking him.
I plead the fifth.
Oh man, yeah, I see that too. That's who they're taking. JC Latham, offensive tackle. Man,
I'm getting on Twitter, boys, because apparently this is a thing.
Yeah, I'm about to hop on as well.
I'm joking. I don't have
go on source Twitter.
I've seen people saying it's going to be him on the Twitter, as they say.
On the Twitter.
All right. So once the Titans are in, a division rival is on the clock.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. What's the best case scenario? Like, who's the worst guy they could probably pick right now?
I mean,
JJ McCarthy.
Best case.
No, right.
Yeah, they take a quarterback or a kicker here.
Quarterback, kicker, yeah. Maybe
yeah. I get
But like realistic bad option. I mean,
yeah, like who's going to be a bust they could pick here?
Oh,
okay. Well, if they wanted to go skill position again, just be totally stupid.
Yeah, I mean, like if they were to take it, I don't know. I don't think you can mess this pick up.
Yeah, it'd be hard because, like, even if they do
here is going to be good, but I think if they took another skill position like a wide receiver, tight end, or running back, then they'd be throwing here because they've got so many weapons already.
Right. But then you have an offense with Bijan Robinson and Drake London and Kyle Pitts and fill in the blank whatever wide receiver. So that would be crazy, but like that's kind of OD. Like there's only one football for God's sake, you know. So
you need defensive line here if you're
for sure. So if they win a skill positions, probably like wide receiver would probably be the best case scenario.
Any defensive pick is a good pick for Atlanta here.
Yeah.
You know who would be a
edge rusher
pick here for Atlanta? Quinion Mitchell.
Yeah, line up next to Terrell. Yeah, that'd be really good too.
Yeah, I don't think they do it here, but I think he'd be great.
Yeah. They do have a lot invested in that secondary already with Bates and Terrell.
They still need secondary though, man.
They still do, right? It's just it's tough because I can't even name one of their pass rushers. I mean, my goodness, like I think they've got a guy out of Penn State that they drafted a few years ago, Arnold Biquette or something. But
do they still have Grady Jarrett?
Yeah, I mean, he's a good interior defensive lineman, but like
he's not a pass rusher.
Yeah, he's not really a pass rusher in that regard. So they do need an edge guy because man, their pass rush looks atrocious.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean,
I'm gonna grab cereal real quick, boys.
Yeah, absolutely, go for it, man. Yeah, I'd be really excited to see them go edge rusher. If I were a Falcons fan, that'd be where I'd be most excited. But then again, I've thought that they've needed to go defense for a while now, and they've gone skill position 3 consecutive years. So the hell do I know? Musab, how about you, man? What would you do if you were the Falcons, and what's the best case scenario for the Bucs for the Falcons here?
If I was Falcons, yeah, I would just go someone on the defensive side for sure. Anywhere really is good. Yeah. And they really can't screw that up. But yeah, in an ideal world, yeah, they shouldn't be going for a skill position, regardless of who it is. But we'll see.
Yeah, it'd be crazy.
I feel like Falcons are just going to make the smart choice.
Right.
But I don't know. I feel like there's always maybe a couple of teams that could make it, like a risky choice in the first round. I don't think the Falcons are one of them.
But I mean, so again, if you sit here and you go, if they would be happy with Dallas Turner or Byron Murphy or Quinion Mitchell, why don't they call the Broncos right now? Or I mean, you say, hey, we'll move down 2 or 3 spots. We know a quarterback's going to be one of the people that's taken.
Right.
Who cares what the other 1 or 2 that are going to fall to us are? We're going to get one of the 3 guys we like, and we pick up an extra third or future second or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's tough. Maybe they really like a specific edge rusher or an interior defensive lineman, because I feel like the Bears would probably go edge or defensive line. So maybe they really, really like one of those guys, and they're like, hey, we're not willing to sacrifice future draft capital. They are really sold on Dallas Turner or one of the other guys, which that's a possibility. But then again, I'm with you. I would do that as well if I were the Falcons. Trade back, try to see if the Broncos are interested. But maybe maybe the Broncos aren't as eager to jump up. I don't know.
I don't think they are. We haven't talked a lot about the Broncos because we'll get there in a couple picks, but
for sure.
It would shock me if the Broncos move up.
Mm-hmm.
That's from what I see and what I hear. I don't think they're going to move up.
There he is, J.C. Latham. He's official.
There it is. All right.
Yeah. So I don't know that the Falcons certainly have options. Let's hope they choose the worst of them. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because then, I mean, shoot, it'd be really funny to see them just do something weird here and do something real Falcony. But who knows?
Something real Falcony.
That's right. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what the Bears do, though, honestly, because they could easily. If because Oduzne, I'm never going to be able to pronounce his last name. The Washington wide receiver, he's still there. If he's still there, my goodness, you get the best quarterback, obviously, and then you get someone who some people consider the best wide receiver, like in the same draft class. Like that's kind of a huge win for them. So I don't know. It'd be really interesting to see where they go here, because then they get DJ Moore and the Washington wide receiver, and my goodness, that's really fun. That'd be a lot of fun for your rookie quarterback. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious to see where the Bears go from here. And then the Jets, the Jets are coming up at 10. I don't know what the hell they do. I mean, they're a weird team. They're in a weird spot because they got, Garrett Wilson and all that. But my goodness, I mean, after Garrett Wilson, it gets real light in the wide receiver room. So I don't know what they're going to do, but let's see. The Falcons pick is in. We're going to find out what one of the Bucs division rivals are going to do. My goodness, this Titans offensive lineman just picked up Roger Goodell in a bear hug. My goodness, that was an impressive.
Oh yeah, you're a little ahead of me. I'm waiting for it to happen.
Oh, my apologies.
No, you're fine.
Spoiler alert. Am I right?
Oh wow. Oh my. Yeah, you just picked him up like a rag.
He held him up there for a minute too.
Dang.
Better be careful. He's about to get a suspension before he even.
I wonder how Roger Goodell wives feels about that.
Fact. Getting manhandled by J.C. Latham.
Yeah. Whatever her name is. Barbara, where's your husband? No, he's at the NFL draft getting manhandled by J.C. Latham from Alabama.
I don't know if they make this pick. I want to say I told you so, but I don't think they're moving him.
Yeah, you don't think they're moving out of the pick?
Just wait.
Oh, brother, don't tell me.
We're in for
No way. There's no way.
Oh my, okay, now I gotta hop on
whatever. Oh my god. That is so funny. That is so awesome. Oh my.
I think, well, I guess we haven't said it yet. All right.
We'll leave it for the surprise.
I want to,
you know what? Surprise me.
I don't want to ruin it. Because my God, my goodness, that is so funny.
There's no.
Oh my gosh! Did I just see what I think I saw? Wow!
I'm waiting for them to actually call it because
damn, wow. Hey, Zach, how do you feel about this one?
Well,
what the hell?
Wow.
What are they thinking?
That's so funny. That is literally the funniest thing they could have done.
For him, I don't know if we're trying to keep it a secret still.
No, let's go for it. Michael Penix.
Penix to go before.
Wow.
I'm cool with it. I hate that he went to Atlanta because I think I still stand by what I said.
I'm still waiting on the confirmation, but yeah, Michael Penix Jr. to Atlanta.
Someone
that
who seems to.
I mean, I'm happy for the guy, but damn, no.
Look. Here's the thing about Penix. People think he's he flew up the draft boards. The Broncos, I think, really wanted him and thought that he would drop to 12. And if the Broncos picked him at 12, I would have been happy. I think they would have been happy about that, I guess. Is me, I don't know. We'll see. We've drafted so many quarterbacks. We'll see. But if Penix Jr. was at 12, I believe the Broncos would have taken him. I also believe the Broncos are one of the teams, although I didn't think they were going to move up, they would have moved up to get him if they heard the smoke was out there, although they don't really have a lot of the capital to do it. But Atlanta could still move him because 4 different teams want him. This could be or they could keep him, like I was saying before, is they keep him on a long-term.
A phone call to an Atlanta fan real quick.
It's
yeah, I just texted one too. He's at the Orlando Magic playoff game though, so he's having a great night. I told him not to check the NFL draft news. I just was like, don't look. Good Lord. What is going on here? The Falcons are going to Falcon. My God, that's hilarious.
So, again, I think it's better value if they trade him, but if they keep him, they've already got the replacement for. Because look, what's his face? They gave him that contract, but if he fails this year, they might eat the cap or get rid of him or move on.
That's a lot of cap to eat.
Look who you're talking to, my guy. We're eating the most cap of any cap.
I feel you.
As an Atlanta fan, so what do you feel about taking Michael Penix Jr. with your number 8 pick?
It's so crazy to spend that much money on a quarterback and then to spend a top 10 pick on a quarterback. Like that's just such horrible asset management. Like if you're going to commit to a quarterback like that and you want to win and you're in a winnable division, go for it.
Yeah.
Spend your first round pick on an edge rusher, defensive lineman. Build around that veteran quarterback. Say, hey, we got it. Like, we're going to win this year. We're going to be really competitive. But now, like, what? Well, like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. That's so funny.
So now the Bears are on the clock. They could go wide receiver. They also could go defensive line or edge or interior line. I think any of those would be really good for them.
Yeah. And they could, like I said, they could go to Rome. They could go.
I mean,
go to
I
Italy.
would get them with Byron Murphy probably. It also could be Dallas Turner
for sure,
or Brock Bowers is a name that we're about to hear a bunch of people would love to have, right?
I think Bowers, if he falls past Chicago, he probably goes to the Jets. The only thing about the Bears is that they've got that Komet fella that they signed to an extension, the tight end out of Notre Dame. And DJ Moore's good. He's a solid number one option, but after that, their wide receiver room does get a bit thin. So it'd be cool to see them try to give Caleb Williams like just a bomb squad right off the bat. Because then if Caleb Williams fails with the roster that they have, then shrug your shoulders, move on. Hey, there's not much more we could have done. But if they wanted to supplant their defense, like Eureka was saying, interior or edge, that'd be great too.
The reason I say that is because, dude, the Atlanta's owner's not living much longer, buddy.
So coming from,
well, then why would they draft a quarterback to begin with?
Just getting off the phone with an Atlanta fan.
Yeah.
He says he wished Mike or Arthur Blank would just fold already.
Yeah.
He said that's a dumb pick. It's one of the worst picks he's seen. He says he understands why to an extent, but at number 8, why?
Okay.
You got an old quarterback coming off an Achilles injury. Like, I get it, but
yeah,
that was that was the best case scenario for Tampa.
Well, if he turns out to be a great quarterback, great. But it's very at this point, it's unlikely that player has an impact this year or next year on that team, right?
Well, yeah, this year I don't think he does.
Yeah.
Do you think he gets the Jordan Love treatment, where he sits for like 3 years and then?
I don't know about 3 years, but yeah, I think you sit for 2 years.
I think
he sits for 3 or 4 years, but like by then it's just so weird. Like I hated the Jordan Love pick, even though it's turned out well, but like hindsight's 2020. It's just like they had Aaron Rodgers for those years who won an MVP the very next season, and like they spent their first round pick on a quarterback that year.
Wow.
So it's just I'm not comparing Kirk Cousins to MVP level Aaron Rodgers. Please don't misconstrue that. But my goodness, I don't know. It's very strange. Very strange. Because that first round pick, that number 8 overall contract is going to be hefty. Like, I don't know the exact numbers, but it's definitely not cheap. Like, it's not like spending a late round pick on a quarterback where you can sit him and then he doesn't take up a lot of cap space. But now they've got a guy that's going to be eating up a lot of cap space with that rookie contract, in addition to Kirk Cousins eating up a lot of cap space on the veteran contract. I don't know. It's very.
I just talked about having an old quarterback coming off injury. They just took the most injury-riddled starting quarterback in college football.
Yeah, it's.
What I love Penix. He's going to be a great quarterback. I don't understand.
The Bears just took a Dunze out of Washington.
Ooh.
And the Vikings have now traded up, and they are on the clock in the 10th spot right now.
Man, what did they give up? I got to see this.
Why would you trade up one spot with the Jets?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a weird one. Maybe they really like excuse me. Maybe they really like Bowers. I don't know. That's weird.
But Minnesota needs a quarterback.
Yeah, but like
the
Jets don't. You know what I mean? Like the Jets aren't gonna draft a quarterback more than likely. So it's really strange that they'd trade up one spot unless they liked
JJ McCarthy's still there.
They keep pick 11 too.
Because look now, well, here's the problem. The Vikings move up. The Jets, good for them, because the Broncos and Raiders are going quarterback. Now we have JJ McCarthy that has now fallen. We have Bo Nix is still on the board, and I believe is a first. I believe teams have him as a first round graded quarterback.
Oh, okay. Hold on one second, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this, and it says on the screen, Minnesota still has pick 11.
No, the Jets are at 11. They swapped down.
Yeah. I think you're a little bit behind, Zach.
Trust me,
I
bro.
must be then, yeah, because it still says 10. It says 10 Minnesota, 11 Minnesota.
Jets
still.
are 11. Jets are 11.
Then you got to think there's no way they take a quarterback here. Because there's no way that Jets take a quarterback.
So the ESPN drafts simulator had 5,354 drafts where a Falcons user selected a player at number 8, and 10 of them had Michael Penix Jr. going there.
Wow.
Like, that's just so funny. It's not quite Daniel Jones to the Giants, but man, it's close. It's real close. Oh,
yeah.
Man. I don't understand that at all. Good luck to him, though. He's a Tampa guy. Really like him.
No, not good luck to him. He's going to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Oh
I hope
God.
now his career sucks.
Chill out.
Well,
good gracious.
This is the first contract. Then when he flames out, he can go
Yeah, I want him to have
Exactly.
a Baker Mayfield-esque
Yeah.
revival. Like,
exactly.
I don't know. I mostly meant just like good luck to him. Like, I hope he doesn't,
no,
I hope he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, like,
I hope
he's
he-
a great player.
Yeah, doesn't do something stupid off the field,
Of course.
So
But
that's not
60 minutes every
blasphemous.
Sunday. I hope he loses.
For sure. Like, whenever they play the Bucks, and if he's playing, which it doesn't seem like he's going to in at least a couple years. I mean, my God,
Yeah, but
I want to look up this Kirk Cousins contract because I don't want to like overstate it, but I do remember. Yeah, it's
the
a
Vikings.
$180 million contract over 4 years.
Yeah, like that's so much money. That's over $40 million.
The Vikings traded the number 11 overall, a 4th-round pick, and a 5th-round pick to the Jets to get the 10 and the 203.
I mean, that's fine.
It's a shitty trade, crappy trade for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. I wouldn't give up any draft capital just to move up one pick like that.
Unless
Here we go.
the Jets were taking a quarterback.
And I don't think they are.
And if the Vikings don't take a quarterback round 1, they're punting this season.
Oh, well,
Yep,
they're doing it.
I think you see what I see.
Yeah, I do.
Brock Bowers.
No,
Let me see what I'm seeing.
I'm
Oh,
confident
wow.
enough to
Okay.
just call it.
yeah,
Dallas
it's from the
Turner.
Athletic. Yeah, it's from the Athletic. That's a
Dallas Turner.
no. JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy.
What
on
the
the-
hell are they thinking?
Wow.
Maybe here's
Okay.
here's another thing. Maybe the Jets were negotiating with another quarterback needy team, and maybe the Jets were like, "Hey, Minnesota, we're about to trade this pick to another
That's a
team."
good point. That's a good point.
And maybe Minnesota was like, "Oh, hold on, we'll match that offer. We'll make you a better offer." I don't know. Those are just very hypothetical situations. Maybe the Jets were more excited about just trading back one pick and still getting Brock Bowers.
All right, so the Jets are on the clock, and the Jets can take. They could go offensive tackle. They could maybe take. See, I could see them taking Brock Bowers here.
Yeah.
I think that's their number 1 pick that they would
Could
take there.
Could they trade it back again to Denver or the Raiders, who need a quarterback now?
No, because I think the Broncos are either going to sit on Bo Nix or Brock Bowers, whoever drops them.
If you draft Bo Nix at 12, my goodness.
I think they love him.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Maybe it's not what I would do as the Broncos, but
I think he turns out better than Caleb Williams.
Okay, man.
yeah, I'm
That
also
could be a
low on
hot
Caleb
take.
Williams.
That could be a garbage take.
I would be willing to put a lot of money on Caleb Williams having a better career than Bo Nix, but I'm not a gambling man, and it's probably a good thing. But I'd be willing to put a lot of money on Caleb Williams having a better career than Bo Nix, especially because no offense, Rika, but Caleb Williams just set up better with Chicago. Like Denver's in a tough spot right now.
We have a ton of look. I would be getting out of this pick, and I would be acquiring many more assets,
right.
like a 2nd-round pick, which we do not currently possess.
Right. Who did what did they do with the? What happened to their second?
I'm pretty sure that's part of the Wilson deal.
Really? Oh,
yeah, dude, he hurt us in so many ways.
That's brutal. Yeah,
it's very brutal. Is what
tough.
it is. It's very brutal.
JJ McCarthy looks like a Vikings player.
What? Because he's a white quarterback? I mean, I don't know what's
no, he just like something about
I mean, what to say Vikings, but he looks like Fran Tarkenton to you? Is that like what you're
looking at him? I'm like, yeah, he looks like I don't know why. I don't know. I can't figure it out, but
okay. That's that hard hitting analysis we get from.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but
I can't quite put my, Guys, I wanted to also say for all of you out there, thank you for following us along. Carter, Zach, Musab, they do a great job. I'll give them their flowers right now while we're kind of waiting on the draft here. They do a wonderful job every single week of the offseason. During the season, we do not take a week off. We are talking about your Buccaneers every single week. These guys bring it. They have hot takes. They do their research. I'm very, very proud to produce them every week. So if you could do us a favor, though, like wherever you're, because I see people are on X and they're watching this right now. People are on YouTube and they're watching this right now. People on Instagram Live are watching this right now. The one thing you can do for free is hit wherever you're at, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, hit wherever you're at. It absolutely helps us out. It boosts up that algorithm that we're all searching for, and it gets new people in seeing what we do, because like I said, I think they do a great job every week, but it's ultimately you hitting that like button or subscribe button that lets me know that you agree with that. So did Minnesota finally make their pick yet?
No, not yet, but I mean,
okay.
It's yeah. Yeesh, man, what a mess. Just Atlanta, just really. It is
I'm
crazy
more shocked that we're now 10 picks in and haven't had a single defensive player.
The Broncos could also sit there too. Like if they think they can get Bo Nix later by trading back into the first round, because I think the Raiders go quarterback too, man.
If the Raiders, I don't see Bo Nix as a first round quarterback at all. I know you're probably right. Like I know that someone probably does it just because the NFL is stupid, but like I just don't see like that at all. I wouldn't spend a first round pick on Bo Nix. I came around on McCarthy. I was kind of like that on McCarthy for a while, and I was kind of like that on Penix Jr. for a while, but I've come around on both of them. Like
I don't have an opinion on Bo Nix. I mean, I think he's got a good deep ball. Is that what his big thing is?
I don't even know.
He's a duck.
He sucks. Okay.
It felt like he was in college for like my entire adult life. It felt like Bo Nix was just like a super duper senior. Like he was on.
He's got two doctorates already. Like
like he had his 10th year of eligibility. Like I had a buddy who went to UT, the University of Tampa, and played baseball there, and he was like a 6th year senior because he had like so many years of eligibility because of COVID and everything. So he set all the records at UT for baseball and stuff. Dude, that's what Bo Nix was like to me. Like it was like, dude, like go get a LinkedIn page, like go get your trucking license or something, like go sell real estate, like stop wasting everyone's time. I don't know. It's just if he turns out to be great, good for him. But my goodness, I would not spend a first round pick on Bo Nix.
I mean, what was he, 48-3 or 45-3 touchdown to interception ratio last year?
I mean, for sure, but like he's playing in the Pac-12. Like,
I was gonna say,
shut your mouth, bro.
You're throwing against Oregon State dudes every week, like
hey, three of the 5 quarterbacks now are Pac-12 quarterbacks, so get wrecked.
For sure. And how many Oregon quarterbacks that have come out of that system have been successful in the NFL? Justin Herbert. Who was the second one?
Mariota.
He was not successful at the NFL level.
Look, I tried, damn it.
You did. A for effort. Yeah, no, I'm not sold. It's not an Oregon thing for him. It's just a I don't know. I'm not in on Bo Nix, but
So we have the first three: Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy. That's 5 in the top 10. 5 of the first 10 picks were quarterbacks.
Yep.
I can't remember a time it's ever been that many.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I know there was. I don't know. That's a good question. Because it's definitely rare. Like that's a lot of quarterbacks. And I know that next year's quarterback class is mid. Like I get it. Like teams are like, hey, next year's quarterback class terrible. Like we're not super excited, and that's why it's going like this. But I don't. Maybe I'm not familiar enough with next year's quarterback class, but I don't feel like Bo Nix would be the best quarterback available next year either. You know, like I don't know.
The only quarterback I know coming. Well, you got Quinn Ewers,
Shader,
Shador.
Yeah.
And I think Quinn Ewers is better than Bo Nix. I'm not sold on Sanders yet. But those are the only two I can think of right off rip. Well, Jalen Milroe from Alabama.
Oh, is he going to be draft eligible next year?
I think so. I think he's a sophomore this year.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. Don't.
No. I don't.
Fan, so
I'm not a huge Alabama fan either. I watched them play USF last year and they almost freaking lost, which was awesome. But
I'm about to try and look it up real quick.
Guys, always get a fridge right next to your desk. You got to change my beer count.
I'm not even in my normal setup, so I can't lie to you though. This living room setup, I think I'm more comfortable here than I am sitting in the office.
Wow. So, well, I guess before I start talking about the Broncos, we're almost halfway to the Buccaneers, and so far, so many defensive players are probably going to sit there. Is there anybody you see dropping even further down that we haven't even talked about because we didn't think were going to be available to us?
The UCLA edge rusher might be there. I forget his name.
Latu.
Yeah, he might be there. I don't think the Dallas Turner guy lasts out of Alabama. I think
he's dropped. He's been one of the furthest dropping guys in my mind.
Yeah, and none of the corners have been taken. So I mean, if any of the top flight corners are available, go for it. Things are looking up. Honestly, if I'm the Bucks,
the Jets went tackle.
Yeah, understandable. They had a huge need on the offensive line. I am a bit surprised they didn't get Bowers, but maybe the Broncos go Bowers. I mean, my goodness.
As a Broncos fan, I think the best thing to do is trade back. There's so many available players. The second best thing they could do is I agree. I think with what they want to do is draft Bo Nix. I would be shocked if it's not Bo Nix right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
It would be the first time we've been shocked tonight. Let's be honest.
Oh, for sure. No, it's the draft. You know how.
It would shock me if it's not Bo Nix for the Broncos. It isn't what I would do. That's probably like the fourth option that I would do right now. But they didn't get JJ McCarthy because he didn't fall to him, and they didn't trade up to get him. Mm-hmm. They could do tight end, but it's Zach Wilson throwing to him, and you have so many more holes. Like quarterback's the biggest one of them. If they think Bo Nix has potential to be good, then they should take him because they won't have a better option. I mean, like I said, or like we were talking, the quarterback class next year still inconclusive. But they need secondary. They need an edge. They need a interior offensive lineman. I mean, again, unless there's something on Dallas Turner that we don't know about, why he's not been taken so far, he would be a gigantically good pick for the Broncos right now. I mean,
at this point, I'm waiting for the pot gas mask video to come out, because he's that good.
But this is why I'm the Broncos. I trade back because there's like 6 guys they could take that are way better of an immediate fit, and that even they don't even have to be really good this year or next year, because the next time the Broncos will be good is in 3 years minimum. So if you take a project quarterback like Bo Nix, you still have 2 to 3 years to do that, and it's Sean Payton, so people are really high on his ability to work with a quarterback. He doesn't have to play immediately if they take Bo Nix. He can sit for a year. Again, though,
Bo Nix is crying. He's going to the Broncos, brother.
Yep.
That's tough, man.
So the quarterback class for next year,
as
it's listed right now: Shedeur Sanders, Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, Riley Leonard, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, and Jalen Daniels.
I mean, I get it. Like, I get that that's a bad QB class, but it's just tough because, like.
But how do we know it's going to be bad, though? Because basically, outside of Caleb Williams, how many of these quarterbacks, like Bo Nix, maybe, but I'm a Pac-12 fan, so maybe not. How many of these quarterbacks did you know before this season?
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Nix was really the only one that I had known, but just because, like I said, he'd been around for a decade.
27 years.
Right. But yeah, that's a good point. It's a fair point. I don't know. It's a weird draft class. It's been a weird night so far. I mean, we're still 13 picks deep and no defensive players. It's just so strange. So strange.
What does Vegas do here, though? Because all the first-round quarterbacks are gone.
Yeah. They could. I think they could take defense. They could like. Let's see who would I. I mean, they need interior line really bad. They could go secondary.
I wouldn't be shocked to see them take Quinyon Mitchell.
I mean, Quinyon Mitchell's looking. Yeah, Troy Fontenot from Washington. Terrion Arnold could probably go.
What about
Latu could go here.
Oregon State tackle here.
Who?
I'm not going to pronounce his name because I'll butcher it, and I don't want to do that.
Man, half of the first 12 picks were quarterbacks. That's 6.
Yeah, it's got to be a record, right? Like it's the most
ever.
So
insane.
It's got to be right.
Know.
There's no way it's not.
I mean, there are just a lot of really good teams at the bottom of this draft, obviously, because they're at the bottom of the draft. That goes without saying. That are going to get some really good players. Like, that's just so.
Well, the Bucks are making out pretty well right now, man.
For sure. And if I'm the Bucks, I'd probably I was going to say this earlier, but I'd think about trading back into the first round theoretically because they've got those 2 extra third-round picks in addition to their second. So just push all those chips in and just say, hey, we're really liking this first round. We're going to go edge and corner in the first round or center and whatever the case may be, whatever they're sold on. They could get 2 really, really good players in this first round. If they wanted to trade back up with Kansas City or San Francisco, either one of those teams,
I just have this like sinking feeling that Tampa is either going to trade out of the first round or if we don't trade out of the first round, we're going to end up taking an offensive lineman that we don't like, that really doesn't help. That doesn't necessarily like improve this team.
I don't know. I feel like if I feel like the Bucks are going to have a hard time screwing this pick up. Like they're kind of in. Like I know that we have an established list of needs and everything, and if they went running back, that'd be nasty as hell. But like even if they went wide receiver here, like I wouldn't be super upset about it. If they went offensive line or corner or safety, if they stuck to it'd just be really hard to screw this pick up. Pretty much as long as they don't take a quarterback or a running back, I'd probably be fine with whoever the Bucs take.
See, I think if we take O-line first round, we screw this pick up. I really do. It's such a deep draft for specifically the interior O-line, which is what we need.
Sure.
We could get Cedric Van Pran in like the 3rd or 4th round. So
yeah, I just
why take someone? I don't think the difference between JPJ and Cedric Van Pran is big enough to jump first round, if that makes sense.
They're finally announcing Bo Nix as a pick, which means that this is the first time Sean Payton
has drafted a quarterback in the first round.
Has drafted a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. Ever. It's the highest quarterback he's ever taken.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like, he came in with Breeze and like.
Well, and you had to get him here because like if they didn't take him,
since Breeze started in the NFL.
If they didn't take him, the Raiders would have took him.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders would have took Bo Nix.
Right.
I think the Raiders end up taking the Oregon State offensive lineman. And then New Orleans just has their pick of whatever defensive player they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. New Orleans is an interesting one. I don't really know what they're going to do because, like,
they need so much.
Yeah, they've got so many old guys out there that, like, they could really use a replacement for any of them. So it'd be kind of tough. And they're still in salary cap hell, obviously. But. Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know what
war room hype.
New Orleans taking Brock Bowers.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. They don't. I mean, they've got Juwan Johnson as their tight ends, but like, you know, he's not really a difference maker. And Chris Olave is their only real, you know, down the field threat.
Musab, since you've been gone, Michael Penix Jr. was drafted by the Atlanta Falcons.
I was here for that.
Yeah. Oh, you were okay. Bo Nix taken. Most of the other quarterbacks are gone. And then what was the other shocking pick we had?
I just saw the Bo Nix news.
I think it was
feel about that Eureka.
Straightforward.
Well, if what I'm seeing is true, Brock Bowers.
They went tight end. They went tight end.
I mean, that makes sense. The Raiders traded Darren Waller, and they don't really like. Devontae Adams is great and all, but him and Jacoby Myers, they need a third one.
I couldn't tell you who their tight end was last season.
They drafted a tight end in the 2nd round. It was.
Here we go. Carter, here's a from YouTube here, or from Twitter actually. What do you think about the Bucs getting Jordan Travis in this draft?
Hey, in the later rounds, go for it.
I mean, we've talked about getting a quarterback at some point in this draft to replace Trask. So I think we were all pretty high on Joe Milton being that project guy at quarterback. But Jordan Travis, I mean, he's a stud.
Yeah, I'd love Jordan Travis. He'd be fine. You know, 5th, day 3, if they're looking and they don't really love a lot of their other options from other positions, he'd be fine. You know, I'm not upset at that at all. Yeah, as long as it's not, you know, 3rd round, they're going Jordan Travis. That might be a bit screwy. But
you don't think Jordan Travis in the 2nd round's a good pick?
No, not necessarily. But no, I'm pretty high on Jordan Travis as like a day 3 quarterback. I think he'd be just fine. Him or like we were talking about Milton out of Tennessee would be really fun too. So either one of those guys would be fine as kind of a backups project type of quarterback. That'd be totally fine. Yeah, Bowers to the Raiders. That's interesting. I'm trying to think of who their rookie tight end was last year because they spent either a 1st or a 2nd round pick on him.
Brock Bowers looks like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, he's a bit. He's kind of an older soul. It seems
I think he's bald and kind of early.
Yeah, poor guy. Okay, yeah, Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, Notre Dame.
Yep. He was their second round pick last year, and he was there. I think it was him and Austin Hooper were like splitting tight end duties, which, put that, he can.
You think
do
New
with that
Orleans takes Dallas Turner here?
They could. They've gone
That's the Cam Jordan replacement.
right. It's just tough because they've gone defensive line at least once or twice over the past 3 or 4 years in the
And
first
they
round.
just signed Chase Young.
Yeah, they might though, because I mean, my goodness, you
Chase
can't
Young
have
was there for 1 year.
right.
And Cam
And like
Jordan.
I said, yeah, Jordan's getting up there. It's just tough because, man, they could really use a wide receiver too, and they could use a tackle. That's probably where I would go if I'm the Saints.
Oh my God! If Michael Penix goes to Atlanta and then Oregon State's offensive lineman goes to New Orleans, I'm quitting. I'm quitting my life, bro.
Yeah, that'd be tough, man. You got two of your favorite players of all time going to division rivals. So I have a question for you, Zach. If you're a big Pac-12 guy, why are you so down on Caleb Williams?
Because as much of a Pac-12 fan as Pac-2 fan as I am, I'm a realistic person. Like, I don't think that what he did in college is transferable to the NFL.
Okay.
And it's not necessarily on him. It's the hype. If he didn't have the hype behind him, I don't think I'd hate him as much as I do. Hate's a strong word. I don't actually hate the guy. I don't know him. I love that he speaks up for himself and he does what he wants. Like, the confidence he has is awesome. I don't see how he, like, some of the throws that he makes in college just don't translate to what an NFL quarterback is going to be able to do against NFL level corners. So I think it's more of the hype is just not what I think it should be. I think it should be lower, but I hope I'm wrong in a sense because of the Pac-12 connection. But also, one of my best friends is a Bears fan. I don't want them to be good because I like talking trash to them. So, I mean, it's kind of a catch-22 in this situation, and I'm going to go with what my heart feels like in this instance.
Fair enough. At least you gave one of the an actual football related answer. Like, so many people are down on Caleb Williams for all the extra stuff.
Yeah,
like,
bro,
man,
I don't care that he paints his nails. Like,
yeah,
I don't care how like you're a man, bro. Do your thing. Whatever you want.
None of our business.
No,
yeah.
my biggest thing has been his I mean, you want your quarterback to be confident, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's just I saw firsthand with Brian Greasy how a guy walked in with too much cockiness and too much of a kind of higher authority kind of thing to him, and then Terrell Davis put him down in his driveway. So
the not working out at the draft, not having a pro day, that rubbed me the wrong way. As like he just strikes me as a diva, and I'm not using diva in like a disrespectful like, oh, you paint your nails, you diva, like. Just more of a personality trait, or work ethic trait.
He seems very high maintenance for sure.
Yeah, he doesn't strike me as a leader of a locker room.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anyone come out and say, "Oh, this guy is horrible and we hated playing with him." I haven't heard any players say that, but in the NFL, it's a little different than college. What's that?
I said I haven't heard anyone say anything great about him either.
100%, because look, I think people are on pins and needles in college because they're all trying to get to this level. But now that he's at this level, they're all millionaires. they've all been the number one guy, the number one whatever anywhere. And so now, how do you put together? How do you be a leader of those men?
Yeah,
because the first signs of cracking of a bad performances, and it's like. We really need to put up with this dude talking this way, and he isn't good, or isn't as good as people thought he would be. And then you start collapsing. Because a guy like Baker Mayfield, he seems like he's always just been a guy, one of the guys. Like, I think everyone rallies around him. And so that's why he's gotten second and third chances. Caleb Williams could be a person who flames out, get very bright, a very, very bright, shining star that it could flame out just as quickly.
It reminds me of, like, without the drug addictions and stuff, he reminds me of like a Johnny Manziel-esque situation. Like, super arrogant, super cocky. From what it looks like, again, I don't know the guy. I'm not hating on him, but from what it seems like is he's super cocky, super arrogant. He was elite in college, and I just think that he's going to come in and kind of burn bridges in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not really sold on him. I don't know him. You know, I feel like we can't really make those types of
yes.
I can't really make that type of judgment. Like
all of my opinion, it's all opinionated. It's not.
Of course, no, for sure.
By no means am I saying it's really how it is. It's just what it looks like.
Right. No, I get you. I guess for like the y'all were talking
Zach,
about
you're gonna like this pick.
The pro days, skipping out on workouts and stuff. Like, I don't know. He's just part of a new generation of players that, like, he was the first overall pick. Like, who does he have to work out for? You know, like, what is he going to do other than maybe worst case scenario, get hurt, or like slightly worst case scenario, just plummet his draft stock? You know, like
he just saw it. He just saw it.
Well, I mean, hey, the Saints needed to go tackle. You know, that's how it is.
I'm calling it. I'm confident enough to call
for
it.
Sure. Yeah, the Saints had to go offensive line because Trevor Penning and
sorry, dude.
If the Panthers take an Oregon State player this year, I'm never coming back to the RBLR studios ever again.
No, dude, you gotta buy a Saints jersey now, bro. Your guys
no chance in hell, brother.
Them's the rules, brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to get a Fuaga jersey. My apologies to
hell yeah
his pronunciation.
This is a family podcast, Mr. Brantley. You're saying Fuaga.
What is that? Not how you pronounce it?
I think it's Fuaga.
It's like the F word. He was making a joke.
Oh. Yeah, it's like never. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're dads, Eureka. He doesn't get us.
So here's a counterpoint. Out of the YouTube chat. Brian Nichols here. He had Caleb Williams had nothing to gain by working out.
Thank you, Mr. Nichols. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
that's a counterpoint.
Solid point.
Yeah, his draft stock was already as high as it could be. Like, he was not going to shoot through. Like, you can't go 0th overall. You know, like you can't get more money. Like, he's not going to get extra. You know, a bigger signing bonus.
Yeah, he can't go 0.
Yeah, like
so
he's
I don't disagree with he had nothing to gain, but in my opinion, as a leader and a number one guy, you want to go out and show your potential team. This is my opinion. I've never seen another number one overall pick not work out.
I just don't think teams care about that. It's just a different time. You know, it's 2024. People are doing different things. You know, players are much more in control of their destiny. Players are much more in control of what they're doing. So if a guy's like, hey, like he's very well aware, like people are much more aware of where they're going, draft boards and all that stuff than they've ever been. So, you know, if he knows like, hey, I'm going first overall, what the heck does he have to gain from it? You know, like I don't remember if Victor Wembanyama worked out or anything, but like, okay, like fair enough. But like, if he didn't, like the Spurs were still going to take him first overall. You know,
in my mind, it's like you could have theoretically hurt your stock by not doing it.
But see, it did. Like I get you, but it.
I mean, clearly it didn't. Like he went number one overall.
Well, if he goes out and has a goose egg pro day, you're like, oh wow,
yeah. I don't think that I don't think there was enough like of a space between him and the second or third overall pick in NFL teams' minds to really have any incentive whatsoever to work out or do any of that stuff. Because like we've been saying, there's nowhere to go but down for him. So, you know, you got to look out for numero uno. Like you're not gonna, I just don't think teammates care about that kind of stuff. Like if I'm DJ Moore, so to speak, or if I'm, fill in the blank Cole Kmet or whatever. Like, I don't really care if he worked out. If he shows up to training camp, if he practices hard, if he plays hard, if he plays well, then this all becomes like totally new.
Do you not think that this could translate into a guy not being well, I'm trying to think of the word to use.
Maybe?
Yeah, like a guy who's just like,
yeah, if you think this reflects
bro,
you're
like
saying that
your keep, bro.
Right, you're saying that this might reflect on his work ethic, is what you're trying to get.
Yeah, or you just your attitude towards other people, because he's coming into this and he's going, I don't need to work out, I'm already the best. And it's like, well, I mean, yes, but also like, bro, I don't care if you threw for 10,000 yards in 2 years. I still want to see what you can do live.
I just think if there's that level of character issues, if they're that insecure about a guy's character, where where declining to do a workout is like, oh, that's a sign that he's got a bad work ethic, then there were issues then you thought that there were issues underlying to begin with. If you're the Bears, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess that's a good way to look at it. I didn't think about it in that sense. I'm more concerned with like, dude, you're a rookie NFL quarterback. Like, you need to earn your keep. You need to do what all other rookies are doing.
Yeah, but I think he could do so much more work. Again, we don't know through the process, but it's not like he didn't talk to these teams. He was like, they're learning about him between the ears. They're learning about how he can read defenses. They're learning about all the other things. Because it's like, okay, you could play football. We've seen you play football.
Yeah, there's no reason.
Sorry to interrupt. How
can you make it out?
And Dallas Turner still is on the board.
I think they're saying that he might go to the Colts. That might be a good fit.
He could. I think they go corner. Is another. I think that they need a corner more than they need an edge. But
we still haven't seen a defensive player off yet.
Not a single one of them.
Yeah,
which I think is great.
It's fantastic. I'm telling you, man, the Bucs could trade back in, and like it'd be fun. It'd be wonderful. Problem is, he'll have no motivation from Mr. Nichols. Yeah, I mean that's another good point. Like, what motivation would he have during those workouts? I just, like Eureka was saying, I think they had a lot more to glean or a lot more to learn from Caleb Williams, talking to him, interviewing him, watching tape with him, whatever the case is, other than just throwing him out on the field and saying, "Hey, man, go throw some footballs. Go show us."
Yeah. Do we need to know he can throw the out route? Is that
right?
Question?
Yeah. I mean, like, I get what you're saying, Zach. It's if every other quarterback does it. Was that?
I said, I know it might only be an out route, but how consistent can you be on the out route? If you throw 10 out routes.
They didn't watch. I mean, his film is there. Right?
Yeah, but your film, that's different.
But he played top level football.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a good way.
He played top level football against what many assume is a weaker defense.
So then you go out and work out and you're playing against no defense. You're just playing against a.
Oh, Nick's had a better senior season and still worked out.
Yeah, because Bo Nix isn't Caleb Williams,
and he's a first-round draft pick.
I think this is really just about the workout more than anything.
Facts. Zach's going ham on this workout, man. He said,
"I love it."
Yes, I am.
I don't think Zach is anti Caleb Williams. I think he's anti missing workouts.
I'm anti arrogant douchebags. Yeah. Is my thing. Like,
no,
you haven't earned anything at the NFL level. Stop feeling like that.
You know what?
That's my thing.
I don't get that.
I also have to say that like anything can happen. You know, things change. Like, you know, personalities and stuff like that change. Who knows? Maybe it hits him just now. You know that. Oh my God. You know, like, dude, you're the first round pick. You know, you're supposed to lead this team now.
Make the head a little
Who
bit
knows?
I'm confident calling this one.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, thank God. That means Tampa can't take him.
I
needed that pick for Tampa so freaking
I could be.
I heard a lot of that, and I was like, I don't know. I wasn't
in this.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go use the bathroom.
Yeah, no worries. So you're if it is this pick again, I'm calling it. I'm calling that this is the pick. We'll see if that's changes, but why don't you think this is a reach? I mean, a lot of drafts have him sort of in this range.
The medical retirement is scary.
Okay,
but I think for him to be the first defensive player off the board, I don't think is a reach. I think he's the best pass rusher in this draft. I just didn't want Tampa taking him, if that makes sense. Like
what specifically?
Wait, why don't you want the best pass rusher?
If he's the best guy, what the hell?
I don't think we need pass rush. I'm not denying that we need pass rush. I am of the belief that you can't have 47 defensive linemen on your roster and expect them to develop anymore if you're constantly switching them out. So my thought process is, if all the good ones go and there's not someone we love at 26, then maybe we have maybe we take a corner, which I'm very high on. It's not that I would have hated him on Tampa. I don't think it's the right position for us in the first. And if he would have fallen to 26, we would have taken him. He's that good.
So why did they pick him over Dallas Turner?
That I'm not sure. I am utterly shocked that Dallas Turner is still there.
Yeah. So someone's gonna have to show me why Dallas Turner is it's not a free fall, but I mean
it is 8 to.
Well, why? I mean, I thought Atlanta was going to take him, and then
I was sold on him to Atlanta.
And then, I don't know. It's just, now that I think more about Atlanta, it's why didn't they trade down to get Penix? Even just one spot or two spots.
I'm shocked that he's the first defensive player off the board, though. I don't think it's a reach. I think he's very good. I'm just shocked that he was the first one.
Yeah. But I think it is good because now you got a guy like Quinion Mitchell, who we have not put on our board because we didn't.
Thought he was going to be gone.
We thought he would be long gone.
Yeah.
Quinion Mitchell might fall to the Bucs, and if not him, he's probably going to go before Wiggins or Dijon.
Quinion Mitchell's probably going to be the first corner off the board. So then you got Terrion Arnold.
Yep.
Wiggins.
Yep.
Dijon.
Yep.
DeJean, however you pronounce it.
DeJean, McKinstry, McKinstry, whose fell down.
McKinstry. That's unless there's a run on corners. There's 4 day one starting corners on the board right now. Well, 5 counting Quinion.
And 2, I think you might see more trade action because at some point we're going to have a run on defensive players.
Yeah.
Now it's can the Bucs again trade out of 26, as much as it would suck to be here and not get a pick in the first round, but could they get out of that position, still get a number of the people, or pick up a couple extra picks to get who they need, or a team trading back into the first round is not out of the.
The problem there is if we trade out of, let's say we trade out of the first round.
Okay.
I don't think that people are going to pay as much as they would have before the run of offensive position players.
Yeah. Again, I don't think they do. I think we're about to see from pick this pick, maybe from this pick on, you're going to see.
I think Seattle takes defense. I wouldn't be shocked to see Seattle take Byron Murphy or Dallas Turner here.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, I would be willing to put money. Jacksonville takes one of the corners, probably Quinion Mitchell. Cincinnati, Trey Hendrickson just said he wants out. So I wouldn't be shocked to see them take Dallas Turner if he's there, or Jared Verse. There's a lot of options. Cincinnati needs a little bit of everything, though, too. They need offensive line help as well.
Musab, how are you feeling so far to this first round? What's been your kind of the shocking things or best things?
Nothing too surprising other than the Penix pick really was an eye opener. I don't know. I feel like this this happens every single year as well. Always these interesting kind of picks that happen earlier on or later on as well. Some guys don't get picked until the second round that you had thought that, oh, well, I thought this guy was a round one kind of guy.
Who's that been for you? Has there been anyone that you're like, well, I like the guy, but not where he was picked?
No. No one has it right now.
This on Twitter from Diana Rossini. The Falcons called Kirk Cousins when they were on the clock and let him know. From what I learned, Cousins understood a QB would be considered, but he did not believe his successor would be taken in the first round. I'm told he's a bit stunned.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. Yeah.
I think
already not a very good start for.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here?
It doesn't make any sense.
No.
I'd be pissed if I was Kirk Cousins.
Wait, Zach, can you tell us how your friend felt about the Falcons pick?
Yeah, he said he wished Arthur Blank would just fold over right there. He hated the pick. It doesn't make any sense. It was a waste of money to sign Kirk Cousins when you planned on drafting a quarterback round one, and that they needed D-end and D-tackle, or D-end, D-line in general, more than they needed a quarterback to back up Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to be spending so much money on that position. It's just ridiculous. I couldn't disagree more with the thought process behind the pick. But hey, it's great for the Bucs. You know, the Falcons are they could have drafted someone that would actually be useful for them this year, and instead they did not. So, maybe if they end up narrowly missing the division out to the Bucs, then
looking like I wasn't far off. I called it. Seahawks are taking Byron Murphy.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Defensive players starting to come off the board. Something like that.
Another round goes by that Dallas Turner is still on the board. Or not another round, another pick goes by and Dallas Turner is still on the board. We're getting dangerously close to Tampa's pick with JPJ still on the board, though, and it's stressing me the hell out, bro.
Why? I love JPJ. He'd be great. He'd be fine. Like, he would be a pretty sizable upgrade over Robert Hainsey, and I think he would provide a huge boost to the Bucs run game, which I think we can all sit here and say that the Bucs run game has needed this big of a boost.
Yeah, but we can – I mean, it's cool if we can rush for 100 yards a game, but if we can't stop anyone on defense, what the hell good are we going to do?
But also,
our defense was trash last year.
So was the run. Like,
Yeah, so, okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't be.
And that's why we're going. That's why we got edge and, offensive linemen, up top in our rankings.
For sure.
So honestly, it was crappy on both sides.
Yeah. If they went any of those three positions, I'm fine. Like, I'm not going to get.
I'm not going to be fine if we go O-line first round.
Man, I don't know. It's their second highest need. Like, if you go with your second highest need in the first round, that's fine.
Well, yeah, and what I'm also curious to know is, like, I've seen a couple of mock drafts that have, like guards like Graham Barton, as a target instead of center. So do you think there's any chance that we get someone who's a guard instead of a center? Because I know all we've been talking about for the majority of the time when it comes to linemen has been centers. So I'm
talking interior offensive line just in general.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be fine with a guard too, because look, Cody Mauch got a little bit better as the season went on, but Ben Brenderson, I mean, what? We want to see. I don't know. I feel like a Ben Brenderson, whoever at whatever guard,
that looks solid though. I think he does.
I don't know, man. Him, Hainsey, and Cody Mauch are fill in the blank with whatever offensive guard that they have. That's just going to lead to another bottom three finish in rushing yards this year. It's just it wouldn't even.
It's going to lead to bottom three rushing with Rachaad White as your running back anyway.
I don't think that's the case with JPJ or a different offensive lineman in the interior. I think that makes a significant difference to Rachaad White's ability to be
I
successful.
don't think it does.
We'll see. I guess we'll have to see. That's why they play the game.
Who knows? We can also get a running back in this draft who could completely
for sure.
who could completely change the ball game. A hidden gem. You never know.
Yeah, the third or fourth round running backs are always a solid spot to get them, and maybe they go interior offensive line in the first or second round.
I'm trying to think as of right now I'm sure there are, but like who's the first player that comes to your head who was drafted in the third or fourth round, who's a running back right now in the NFL?
Alvin Kamara was drafted there.
Oh yeah.
Derrick Henry was second round, so that's Nick Chubb was also second round. Jonathan Taylor was second round. Let's see.
I don't know when running backs were drafted. Like I know Isaiah Pacheco was a 7th round guy.
Right, yeah.
Pacheco. Oh really? Yeah, okay.
Rachaad White was a 3rd round pick.
He's so good.
He is. He's the best receiving back in the NFL.
I'll give you that. Look, hey, this is for you to take. That's that comment. I agree.
I don't know, man. I think he could be really successful with a better interior offensive line because they were atrocious last year. Like I know Rachaad White's not the best running back in the NFL. He's not a great between the tackles guy, but they weren't doing him any favors. You know, it's not like he was running up there with like 3 wide open holes and then he just took the wrong one. Like he was. I don't know.
I think they're also. Oh, sorry to cut you off. I think there also reaches a point where we need to start kind of believing in some of our players. The thing is, like, as of right now, I don't think he's bad. You know, he's not like atrocious. I don't, like a lot of people are not like, oh my God, get this guy out of here. And obviously, no one's all sunshine and rainbows about him either. But, you want familiarity on your team as well. In an ideal world for me, I don't want to keep getting guys, from other teams over and over again or having to work out something like that. So I think Rachaad White is someone that you kind of just run it back with. You kind of stay optimistic about. And
the Vikings are back in the first round.
Oh man, my stream
I think
cut
they
off.
were going to be. They already had the extra
23, I think.
Yeah, and they just jumped up a little bit. Yeah. I don't know what they do with this pick because I don't mind this Minnesota trade up. I mean, it's fine. Maybe they go Dallas Turner. I mean, they could use an edge rusher here. I mean, every team could, but especially the Vikings. I don't know. My only thing is like just getting back to the Bucs running game is just like Cody Mauch was very inconsistent last year, and I don't think Robert Hainsey needs to be a starting center in the NFL. Like he's fine as a backup, but I don't want to see that again. And then Ben Brenderson's kind of in the same boat as Hainsey for me. Like he's fine as a backup, and like maybe theoretically he could spot start a few games. But if him, Hainsey, and Mauch are the 3 interior offensive linemen going into this season, I don't see anything changing.
Vikings are selecting Dallas Turner.
Hey, bang!
All right.
Sweet. Well, not sweet for the Bucs, but
my thing is. I agree with you that a lot of Rachaad White's issues last year were a big part of them were attributed to the offensive line. My issue is that we're never going to build any chemistry on that offensive line if we're consistently, this guy's not good enough. We just wasted a 2nd round pick on Cody Mauch last year.
But see, I think you can still stick him out there. Like, it's fine. Just replace Hainsey, like just replace one of them. I'm not saying replace the whole thing, but if all 3 of them are back, or like if both of them.
Let me ask you this. Would Cedric Van Pran be an upgrade over Robert Hainsey?
I think so, but like not a significant
3rd or 4th round pick.
But see, I don't think he lasts that long. I don't think he gets to their 3rd round pick.
I would be willing to bet he's there for Tampa to.
I've seen a lot of Mauchs in the 3rd round.
And if he is wonderful, but if you're taking that chance and you're like, oh, we're just going to bet on him falling to us in the 3rd round, if you're just like, I'm going to take that gamble, and that's going to be how we determine the interior offensive line next year. Otherwise, we're just going to basically run it back. That's not a recipe for success in my mind. So, like, and then again, if they go edge and cornerback in the first 2 rounds, I'm not going to be unhappy. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is an outrage. Like, as long as they address each need accordingly, that's fine. But I'm not with you on the, oh, this is atrocious if they go offensive line first round. Like, I understand where they're coming from. Like, I would understand that.
I mean,
like,
don't get me wrong. Like, I get it. If he's there, take him. Like, that's fine. I don't think it's the smartest thing. Like, yes, I would be irritated with it, and I will probably post all kinds of stupid shit on.
Well, you're going to do that anyways. Like, that's
probably.
just
Unless they take a corner first round, I'm probably going to post some stupid stuff on Twitter tonight. So be ready, you guys. Listen.
For sure.
But I don't know. I just feel so strongly against offensive line unless you're like guaranteed to, I guess, be a star. Like, I can't even think of one right now. Like, I just don't think with a draft this deep on interior offensive linemen, why push so early for a first round? Like, why go so early when you could get a difference maker at a skill position?
See, I don't know, man. I understand where you're coming from on one sense, in that the downgrade between JPJ and Cedric Van Pran is lower than, say, one of the corners off of the board and whatever cornerback would be available in the second or third round. Like, I understand that concept, but I still think JPJ is just such a huge up. I think he transforms the offensive line. I think that the Bucks go from being like one of the worst rushing offenses in the NFL to being like average, which that sounds stupid.
Average is going to get us so far.
Average is going to be fantastic. Like, that is a huge difference. So but see, in my mind, that's what JPJ represents. And like, whether that's worth a first round pick or not, I don't know. Like, because theoretically, if they draft one of these corners or if they draft an edge rusher, that could be a really huge boost to the defense. So, like, I get it from both sides. First round picks, you got to hit on them because they could be transformative for your team. So you're kind of just picking and choosing where you want to invest those resources. So in my mind, I don't really mind them investing this resource in the interior offensive line because, it could literally transform their offense. Like, Baker, not only just the run game, Baker Mayfield would have more time. Like, we're talking about the run game exclusively, but like, we're forgetting the fact that like these guys are going to be blocking in the pass game too. So the run game gets better, and then Baker Mayfield's able to run more play action effectively. He's able to do a lot more in the pass game. I don't know. I wouldn't be.
Yeah, we just got to score 60 points to win games.
Okay, but see, now we're getting dramatic. Like, now we're saying like, oh, they're going to give up 40 points a game if they don't draft a corner or an edge rusher. I don't think that's the case.
I don't think that's that far fetched. We traded our cornerback 1, bro, and we picked up
either Carlton Davis or Jamel Dean were hurt pretty much every game. So like, Zion McCollum was basically their starting cornerback last year.
And we talked about how not great it was.
For sure. Absolutely. And that's why they would go corner in the second or third round, and they could go corner in the first round, and I wouldn't be upset. That's fine. But I don't know, man. I think we're getting into some knee-jerk reaction territory with the.
For me, the way I kind of see it is a little bit similar to you, Carter. Is kind of just like, I think these are all really close. I wouldn't be surprised if look, it's corner, offensive line, then edge. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 3-2-1,
any one of those
2-1-3.
Yeah,
but I think what I would do is just look for the best player available each round. So when you're looking at round 1, I mean, it just comes down to what you value the most. So,
I mean, that's the luxury of having multiple needs like this, is that you can kind of go best player available. If they value JPJ as one of the best players available, then they can say, yeah, let's go with him. Or if they value Wiggins or Dejan or whoever falls out of the cornerback room or the edge rushing room, if they value one of those guys as kind of their top prospect, then they can go that way.
Take Amarius Mims.
Yep, that's I think that's pretty solid. Bengals have had offensive line struggles forever. Burrow, he just can't get a throw off because, good Lord, he doesn't have any time. But yeah, I don't know. That's fine. The Bengals are in a weird spot too. Trey Hendrickson just requested a trade. Time edge rusher, and I don't know what happens there. Same with T. Higgins. Like he's still, yeah, that's a weird situation in Cincinnati.
It's become a crap show real quick.
Mm-hmm.
From 3 years ago when we were like, oh, they're a great team.
Yeah, Super Bowl contenders.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, it's a very mercurial spot they're in, and I don't really know what the solution is. Because plus Joe Burrow can't stay healthy, and it has a little bit to do with the offensive line, I'm sure. Like he's not getting protection and everything, but yeah, he can't stay healthy. He's kind of turning into the NFL version of Zion. You know, he's great when he's out there, but my goodness, he can't stay out there. So yeah, it's tough. They're in a very precarious spot. So
I mean, a part of it is the offensive line. I think you're right there, but there was that issue last year where he went on that rollout and tweaked his leg again.
Yeah, it could just be him. Like he could just be.
Luckily, it wasn't a bad injury at that point, but
right. Which, you know, best of luck to him. You don't want to see a guy get hurt, but yeah, unfortunately, it seems like that's kind of where we're at now with Joe Burrow. You kind of have to anticipate him getting injured at this point, which that's not a successful way to run a football team. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see if this new offensive lineman that they're picking up is able to shore that up a little bit. Maybe he can loan Joe Burrow an ACL or whatever, or an ankle. I don't know. Maybe he'll be a body donor. But sorry, that was kind of a dark joke. But I'm really excited to see how this draft shakes out for these next few picks because we're getting close. You know, they're 7 picks away now. We're about to hit pick 20 after the Rams go. That's getting awful close to the Bucs. You know, I'm curious to see how these things shake out. Brian Thomas and Xavier Worthy. Those are 2 elite wide receivers. They're still there. JPJ, Graham Barton are still there. You know, Cooper DeJean, Wiggins out of Clemson, McKinstry out of Bama. There's still a lot of cornerbacks available. So the Bucs just have so many options that they could go here. That's the good news about the freaking teams having to spend first-round picks on quarterbacks is that there are so many good players still there. So that's really exciting. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this thing shakes out. All right, who do y'all think the Rams go with? Where do you think the Rams go? Musab, what are you feeling about it?
Oof, I don't know. I'm trying to work out my stream right now, but
a little technical difficulties.
Aaron Donald
difficulties over here.
Shocked to see them go D-line. I think Jared Verse.
Absolutely, yeah, they could use a whole lot of defensive players. But then again, they could maybe go offensive line as well. You know, they've got a little bit of leakage there in regards to protecting Matthew Stafford, who's getting up there. My goodness, you know. So or maybe they trade out of the first round. I don't know. Maybe they try to because they're an old team. They've got, you know, Cooper Kupp's great and all, but he's not young. You know, he's long in the tooth. So maybe they could trade back, build up some of that draft capital. Or maybe they sit still because, you know, all the quarterbacks are off the board. So they're not likely to get anything significant at this point for any pick that they would make or any trade that they would make, really. So we'll see. We'll see how things shake out. And after that's Pittsburgh and Miami. Those are the next 2 picks. Oh, man. Pittsburgh's a weird one, too, because Pittsburgh's got Russell Wilson. You know, their new quarterback. They got Justin Fields backing them up. They've moved on from Kenny Pickett and that nightmare. Yeah, I don't know where Pittsburgh goes. They could go any number of places as well. They just traded Deontay Johnson, so they could go wide receiver themselves. But I don't know. Zach, how about you, man? You got any ideas on the Rams where they're going here?
Yeah, I'm going Jared Verse to replace AD.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
no, you're good. You're good. But they're another team I wouldn't be shocked really to see anything here outside quarterback, maybe.
Right. No. Yeah.
I could see a wide receiver.
Yeah, absolutely. Wide receiver, offensive line, edge.
This would be a good spot for Xavier Worthy.
I think I'm already seeing some things on Twitter, but fellas, it might be the new. I might be the new Eureka. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I'm kidding. Never mind. I thought I saw something, but I'm seeing many names now.
Oh,
yeah?
I thought I had something.
Yeah.
I thought I had something, but
Cheers to you, buddy.
Ooh, man,
I just want to say we haven't said this in a while, guys. Thank you. Tons of people are sticking around with us, and we really, really appreciate it, guys. We this is a yearly tradition, and we want to keep doing this, guys. Help us out. Hit the like button, hit the follow button wherever you're watching us. We have people from Instagram Live watching us, people on X, Twitter following us, people on YouTube, wherever you're at, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button because these guys, they do this every single week talking about your Buccaneers. For the past 6 weeks, we've been putting in work just on individual targets of each position of need that's how in depth we've been getting over the last month and a half. But we don't take a week off. Every single week we bring you more Bucs stuff. So come on, help us out. Also in the little corner up there, we've been presented all night by shop.rblarsports.com. If you happen to need a t-shirt in your wardrobe, we get team inspired stuff. Designs that we've cooked up, celebrating the Lightning. Unfortunately, they lost tonight too. It's not looking too good for them. But the Lightning, the Rowdies, the Rays, all the Tampa Bay teams, we've got shirts that are inspired, and we come up with kind of cool designs. And if you use the promo code Cannons, you're going to get 10% off the entire order. So that is shop.rblarsports.com. When you check out, you're going to get 10% off everything using the promo code Cannons. CANNONS. Man, since I've been gone for a little bit, but did any more Oregon State guys go in the draft?
Nope.
Oh no, there won't be until like round 5.
I'm just messing with you.
who do you think is the next Oregon State guy, Zach?
Keaton Oladapo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go. He's practiced.
I picked him a couple times actually when I was just playing around with the Pro Football Network, a little free mock draft thing.
Oh, the Rams went verse.
They went verse. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that, and then I saw a couple of Chop Robinsons. So I was like, wait, hold on.
That one I legitimately called without looking.
Dang, no look shot from Zach Blaine.
I'm telling you.
From half the wood.
Steph Curry with the shot. Boy.
When did he say that lyric? When did he say that? Was that like 2016?
What song was that?
Wasn't it back?
It was 0 to 100.
Oh no,
so
0
that was,
he says, "I'm Chef Curry with the pop, boy." Steph Curry with the shot. I forgot
what year though. Maybe I don't know actually.
I feel like that was 2016 or something.
No, it was definitely before 2016 because I remember I used to listen to.
I'm saying
2013.
I'm gonna go right in the middle and say 2014.
Wow.
Let's see when it came out.
I think it's 2015.
Oh yeah, it's 2015.
Please confirm though. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's 2015. Yeah. Well.
Oh no, it's 2014. No, it's 2014.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, because Google said 2015.
Yeah, it's because it was released on like the album is NBA 2K16, right?
Yeah.
Like, is that what are we looking at the same thing? I don't know.
I'm not looking. Because I'm Steph Curry with the shot. I don't need to look.
Well, regardless, it's a old ass, almost a decade old or a decade old. Mr. Blaine with the decade old Drake reference. My goodness.
You know what's more messed up? I don't even like Drake.
Yeah.
Does Drake look like the kind of guy that could be quarterback for the
No, he looks arrogant.
Minnesota Vikings,
bro. He looks like Caleb Williams in that aspect. I'm telling you, mark my word. Jaden Daniels, best quarterback to start this year out of this draft.
Let's see if they confirm it.
we'll have that in writing. We'll make sure
Record
to.
this.
There's Jared
Screenshot.
Burris. Yeah.
Share this, everyone. Share this so you can remember it. Just keep evidence. Not
So does that mean
or anything.
that means over the season, right? Like you can't just say like, oh, the first week he had a better game. Like, oh,
no, I'm talking whole season. Whole season.
Okay. He'll have the
Jay
best
Daniels
first
will be
season.
the best quarterback out of this draft.
Okay, so the best rookie year. Okay, fair enough.
There you go. That's the right wording. Yeah, that's probably better than how I
what's is it statistical or if one team is in the playoffs, is that
success? Team success doesn't matter as much to me.
Okay.
So you want to say just QBR?
Statistically, the best quarterback.
So like quarterback rating would be a good way to evaluate it.
Yeah, quarterback rating, touchdown to interception. I would combine all of them, like turnovers and touchdowns.
Okay. All right, we're gonna hold you to this then.
Okay.
It can't be well, Jaden Daniels.
No, I'm
sucked,
a man of my word. Hey, I almost had to shave my head last year on the Rays show for a home run situation.
That was a great video.
I'm a man of my word.
Fair enough.
True.
Fair enough. All right, Steelers are on the clock. What do the Steelers do? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know either. Because they're a weird team. They invested in the offensive line last year. Like they went left tackle with Broderick Jones.
Would we be sorry, you were talking. I apologize.
No, please go. Please go.
Would we be shocked for them to double up on that this year?
I guess not.
Because you got that guard out of Washington.
Right. Yeah. They could go offensive line theoretically.
They could use a center.
They would fit in here.
Yeah.
But I could also see a corner.
Dude, right. Yeah.
I've seen a couple Wiggins or Quinn Mitchells.
There's a lot of skill players. I mean, look, a lot of our targets here are skill players. I mean, they could go wide receiver.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
You know what? None of our
targets
on yet.
And honestly, a lot of the guys that
that's crazy.
The best cornerbacks haven't been taken either.
Well,
so,
we were thinking Wiggins will be gone. Deshaun.
I don't think Carter was here when we said that because I was like, if you look, all of our targets, there's still one or two more corners on top of that we didn't even believe would be anywhere near our pick.
Yeah,
and if those guys fall, I believe that they're better than JPJ. Like that would be
of course
for sure. Yeah. Like that's fair. That's fair. But then again, maybe there's a reason they're falling. I don't know. I mean, it's weird, you know. The NFL draft, it's a weird thing. But, you know, what are you?
That's the intrigue, man. That's what we like. Sure. Streets are quiet right now, so I don't know who. I got no intel.
The pick is in, but I guess the Steelers are playing it close to the vest.
I'm thinking either offensive lineman or cornerback.
I'll check my sources, which basically just means
my sources
offensive line.
Graham Barton.
Ooh,
offensive line.
Let me see what my sources say tonight on my sources.
It's offensive line.
There's this tweet says the Rams actually have a first round pick. I thought they didn't believe in that.
Yeah, he was their first one for like 8 years or something.
Yeah,
it's pretty tough.
I'm confident in this.
Oh, I forgot the
label. What do you got?
Okay.
Hey,
yep.
Who called that again?
Confident in that.
There you go.
Oh,
Steph,
our Pac-12 expert.
I'm telling you, brother. And then I just called my own self a liar because I thought
we're gonna start calling you Pac-12, Zach 12.
Zach 12. Zach 12.
Zach 12, baby. Yeah, Zach 12. There he is.
ZB12, bro. ZB12.
I like that. I'm cool with that.
ZB12. Yeah, wow.
Great.
Oh man.
All right.
So Miami.
It's Miami. I was going to say it is Miami next.
I don't know where Miami goes here.
Bro, they could be some absolute demons and get Mitchell out of Texas.
Oh my God, I hope not.
That'd be so funny.
I would
Worthy out of Texas.
Well, Mitchell's the one with the ridiculous 40 time, right? Or am
I thought that was Worthy.
No, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Yeah, I thought Worthy had the record 40 time.
Let's check. Yep, Xavier Worthy. Bang, you got it. So yeah, Worthy would be just a disgusting, like, greedy pick, like, just like, yeah.
Are there any tight ends that could go? Because they kind of
after Bowers that are first round.
Yeah, because I mean,
they don't really use tight ends anyways, though, do they?
I kind of have them going defensive trenches.
Yeah, defensive line's probably where they end up.
Yeah.
They just lost Christian Wilkins.
If there's an offensive lineman they like, they could take them too. But
that's what I was gonna say. This team doesn't really need anything. They're probably the best team to. I mean, obviously, they're the best team to draft so far. They're the
right. Yeah, that's how it works.
But what I meant to say is, like, they're a more complete team than I think a few other teams that we've seen.
For sure.
So I wouldn't be shocked to see. This is a spot I wouldn't be not even a little bit shocked to see JPJ, Graham Barton, a D lineman. I don't know what D lineman they would take.
They could go corner too because their only starter is Jalen Rand. Didn't they cut Xavier Howard?
Oh yeah, this might be.
They could do a lot of things.
Yeah, they could do a
all right, you know what? I'm taking Terry and Arnold to Miami.
Like, they're kind of okay in a bunch of areas, but they're not really, like, really good.
They're only great at wide receiver.
Right. Like,
and running back. Devon Achane, I think, is going to be a stud.
Word. Fair enough.
Philly's after that, right? Are your how your boys doing right now? How are they feeling? Carter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, they weren't able to make it. They're busy. Julian's got his own thing, and his dad's tied up with family stuff. Yeah, they were
all good.
They were busy.
Wish them nothing but good times, brother.
For sure.
Those dudes are so dope.
Yeah,
they kind of made their star introduction on this draft pass last year.
That's right.
Yeah,
and then we had them as guests on during the season when we played the Eagles, and they're really good, passionate fans, lifelong fans of the Eagles, and they could talk crap with the best of us. It was just good vibes all the way around.
Oh yeah.
They haven't been back since the wild card win, though. So
yeah,
that's true. So that might have been the bigger reason why they didn't want to hop.
Yeah, they're like, nah, we're good.
They're like, wait, is Zach going to be there? No.
Right. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
For sure. Zach attack. Yeah, no, I don't know what Philly's going to, because the Eagles just re-signed AJ Brown today, right? They just gave him a
years, like $90 million something, I think.
Yeah, crazy high extension, super duper high.
That makes that Mike Evans deal even sweeter, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, AJ Brown's better than Mike Evans long term, but, like, I don't know if he's that much better. So yeah, I was excited to see that deal, especially like you said in the context of the Mike Evans deal.
Is the pick in yet? I'm still trying to work on my stream.
Yeah, they've announced it. Like, they've got the guy, the typical guys crying on the screen and everything. Yeah, I don't know what Miami's going to do. They've got quite a few options. Philly could go corner too, but I don't know, because they've got Slay and Bradbury, but my goodness, I mean, they looked pretty rough last year, especially against the Bucs in the playoffs. So they could go secondary.
No, dude, you know what? All jokes aside, I know I've been talking about JPJ going early before us. The Eagles just lost their starting center.
Yeah, that's a good point, but I think they've got that Cam Jurgens fella, and I think they're going to have him. What's that? He's going to be a guard, but I think they might think about shifting Landon Dickerson to center, the guy out of Alabama, because he was a center in Alabama, and they just put him at guard because they needed a guard.
So what you're saying essentially is that offensive linemen are interchangeable.
I mean, sure, but that doesn't mean you still don't draft them. Like, it's kind of like saying, oh, well, a guy can play in the slot or he can play outside at the wide receiver position. That means wide receivers are interchangeable. Anyways, no, I get what you're saying though. Yeah, you can move them around, but that don't mean you don't got to draft. Yeah, they could absolutely go JPJ, replace Jason Kelsey, and just leave Dickerson at guard because he's been really good there.
He's a stud, dude. I would.
So why not?
I wouldn't change anything on that line. With Kelsey retiring, that sucks, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. Luckily, I do think they're set up pretty well. They've drafted well. They haven't. They love. I mean, they always love defensive linemen. You know, they love to go edge all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if they went with an edge rusher here, just because
who would they take? Robinson? Which one? I should say. You know who strikes me as like a guy that would love to play in Philly or has like that dog in him is Johnny Newton.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go for his other name. I don't know. Jerjon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try either. Yeah, it's tough because they've got, you know, Jordan Davis and I think Fletcher. Did Fletcher Cox retire?
Yes, I believe so.
He did. Okay. Well, regardless, they've got Jordan Davis and Carter, and they've got Milton Williams, those three interior defensive linemen. So what they really do need is a pass rusher off the outside, because I know they signed Bryce Huff, but they also traded Hassan Reddick, so they're going to have a Huff, Sweat, and Smith rotation as a pass rushing group. They could use.
I've got word on the Dolphins.
He's Penn State, right?
What?
Penn State, right?
No.
Okay. I have Miami taking Chop Robinson.
Oh, I have Miami taking Johnny Newton.
Dang. Well, I guess we need a neutral third party.
Musab, what's your source saying?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Sorry about that. Right now.
Well, I see Chop Robinson as well now.
Yeah.
I see my source.
I won't believe it till I see a picture.
I got the Chop.
Yeah. I'm not saying they did take this. Is what
Oh, you know what? I got a picture. It's Chop.
Yeah,
I'm confident it's Chop Robinson.
Yeah, they took him. Man, Chop went a little earlier than I thought he was going.
I didn't expect him to go that early.
Yeah, I figured they'd probably go corner over an edge rusher because my goodness, I mean, I know everyone went down last year, like Phillips, Van Ginkel.
Oh, this is our first Bucks target that went off the board.
Oh my!
Oh yeah! Hey,
hey, we picked a first rounder. Look at us.
There we go.
So now I gotta.
Telling you, I just have this sneaky feeling that the Bucks trade back up into the first round. I don't know why. This is just such a good draft class. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jason Light try to pull the trigger on something like that.
I'm just not going to get my hopes up for something exciting to happen with Tampa.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like it's usually boring with the Bucks.
Usually not that fun. I love Tampa, and I'm not talking trash on them, but off-season Tampa is probably the most boring, one of the most boring football teams to be a fan of.
Yeah, no, I mean, other than the Brady,
we re-signed all the people that we were going to re-sign.
And that's what I'm saying, because it's the exact opposite of the Rays. Like, the Rays trade all their people away and have to sign new people every offseason. You hear some random name you've never heard of before.
We're also comparing apples and oranges.
Well, I know, and that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like Tampa is a team that consistently keeps their own guys, so you don't hear news from them. You don't really see them trading.
Well, but this particular season, though, I think it's a feat that they
I agree.
Not only worked the cap the way they needed to, but also retained their number one targets.
No, I agree 100%.
And they even added a little draft pick. You know, they added a third-round pick. I was shocked they got a third-round pick for Carlton Davis. I'm still very surprised that they were able to get anything more than a fifth or a sixth from him. I know the Lions were desperate for a corner, especially after the Cam Sutton incident, which happened in Hillsborough County. for those wondering. It was an 8-1-3 thing. So yeah, after that they were in desperate need for sure. But I was surprised to see them give up that much for a guy like Carlton Davis, who just like we've discussed several times on this show, unfortunately just can't really stay on the field. So yeah, see, like, oh, I didn't realize Van Ginkel left. I thought they brought him back. Where did he end up?
Where did he go? I thought he was still in Miami. I thought he signed a 3-year extension with them.
Oh, he went to Minnesota. Look at that.
Oh.
More you know. Okay, well, then it makes a little bit more sense because, my goodness, Jalen Phillips, I don't know when he's coming back. And even if he is, like, relatively soon, I don't know how you can really value him. Yeah, so I get the edge rush pick a little bit more now. I was under the assumption that Van Ginkel was back.
I don't have a name or nothing yet, but I mean, it would make sense for them to get one of these corners right now, right?
Yeah.
Philly would definitely. I mean,
Philly. I think Philly definitely goes corner for sure.
I mean, that's kind of what I. If
I
I
and I couldn't find the other corner.
I just never doubt Howie Roseman's desire to go defensive line. Like I never want to
any kind of line in Philly.
Yeah, he spends so much draft capital on the trenches.
I mean,
that just seems to be how he likes
Jacksonville traded out from what 16?
Yeah,
from 17 to 23, and still are going to get one of the top 2 corners on the board.
Yeah, because corner is a lock for them in my mind. Like,
agreed.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I don't. It's just a choice for them. Like they either go Mitchell or who's the Bama guy?
Terry and Arnold.
Yeah, Arnold. Yeah, they either go Mitchell or Arnold. Which it kind of sucks because Dallas could go Mitchell or Arnold as well, but they could also go wide receiver. I don't know. Dallas is a weird one too. Dallas kind of has a little bit of need sprinkled all the way around. They could probably use an offensive lineman since Smith has departed. I mean, they could shift the other Smith, Tyler Smith, to left tackle from left guard. But they still need to replace that, that hole. Because my goodness, I don't know. Their offensive line is kind of suspect without it. I don't know. Dallas is another interesting one. They're kind of similar to Miami. There's a lot of different ways that this could go. So I don't know.
You guys seen anything yet from your sources?
I got no. Streets are quiet right now.
Let's see.
Streets are quiet.
My little birdies haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything yet. Mine usually come through when it says pick is in.
Although shout out to RBLR as a network, dropping. We've broke some news every once in a while. Especially Zach, when we were back in the old USFL days.
Yeah,
we were like the preeminent source of news of the Tampa Bay Bandits. So I'm pretty proud of that.
I can't even. That was fun, and then I got a Madden franchise league invite from the running back.
Yeah,
it's oh my god, I'm blanking on his name now.
Yeah, I can't remember. You told me. Damn it.
Oh, what was his? Oh, why am
It's been so long since the band.
I remember you mentioned this, I think, to us as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because I invited Carter to it and he bailed on me.
Hey, you bailed on it too.
No, it was I did end up bailing on it. It fell apart.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the heck? Throwing me under the bus.
I'm in like 3 of them now by myself.
Oh my goodness.
Not by myself, but with different people. That was fun stuff, man. That was probably one of my favorite shows outside of the Bucks show that we did.
We did a great job because, we both are very opinionated and we both we went at each other in a very nice way. It was good. It felt great. Felt great.
Oh, Quinion Mitchell. I don't see any tears. I don't think he's going to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh, so we just tell by tiers now.
That's the Zach 12 tier report.
I'm telling you, when I see
he's our meteorologist. He's checking the humidity in that room.
Under those glasses.
Oh, here we go. Cornerback off the board.
Gotta refresh.
Quinion Mitchell.
Was that who you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I got it. Man, I'm surprised. Howie loves his defensive linemen. My goodness.
I had seen drafts as high as him going 15 to the Colts. Is it the Toledo?
I had him go
Toledo?
a little. Yeah. He's from Toledo.
I'm confident saying this. So.
Yeah, I would be.
Do you think it's just a smaller school thing, or
no? Because Arnold's still there, and Arnold was highly regarded too. I think it's just teams just aren't, the higher up teams aren't biting on corners, I guess.
So I mean, wide receiver and corner might be next up on the commodific. What do I want to say? Like running backs are basically dime a dozen. They're just commodities.
Yeah.
And so as integral as wide receivers and corners are, we might get to a point where outside of a few top tier guys that make $1 bajillion, teams might be like, well, we need 6 of these guys on the team anyway. We can't pay all of them, $30 bajillion,
I don't know. I do kind of push back a little bit on the wide receiver portion, at least for sure, because I think a lot of that, like, there's been this backlash ever since Kansas City's won the past 2 years in the Super Bowl with Marquez Valdez-Scantling as their number 2 wide receiver. I mean, I get it. Their wide receiver sucks. For sure, go Bulls. I know, but no, for sure. But I think the differentiating factor is that they have Mahomes, they have Travis Kelce. Those 2 guys cover up for a lot of mistakes. The 49ers made it to the Super Bowl, and they had just dynamite, Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL. The year before, the Eagles, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL. The year the Bucs won, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, so I kind of feel you. Like, it's definitely weird to see wide receivers and corners drop this much, but I don't know if there's ever going to be a point where wide receivers get devalued nearly as much as running backs are, but it would be interesting to see how it all plays out because there are a stupid amount of talented receivers. But I do think that the gap between like pretty good and elite is a lot wider for wide receivers than running backs. So I don't know. It's an interesting development for sure. But corners are weird. Yeah, I don't know what to think.
Are we pretty sure Jacksonville takes Terry and Arnold then?
I'm almost positive. I'd be incredibly surprised if they did.
That's where I would go.
Or Wiggins, or just cornerback in general, like just secondary in general. Like, regardless, they can't screw it up if they just go with a corner.
This is going to piss me off so much more because, watch, Tampa's taking JPJ, and there's going to be 4 corners on the board that would improve this team and be day one starters. Guys, if I just hang up after the Tampa pick, I'm sorry. I'm not in a good mental place right now.
Brother, raging over the Bucs taking a center in the first round to replace Robert Hainsey. Come on, man. We got to work on this. Bro,
I'd rather have Robert Hainsey than Zion McCollum at corner.
It's a 6-1, half a dozen the other to me. Like, they're both
exactly. I'd rather be able to stop offenses than run the ball with Rachaad White.
I don't know.
Because listen, if we don't improve the offensive line, then my Rachaad White opinion doesn't change.
Oh, for sure. Because then your disdain for him can continue.
Yeah, so then I'm okay with what happens.
For sure. But so then you can continue to push your Rachaad White sucks agenda. But if they draft an offensive line,
that's what I was looking for before tangent.
Yeah, so then if they go interior offensive line and he gets better, then it's like, oh well, shoot.
Yeah, now I gotta be like, well, damn guys, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to be wrong.
I get it. It's a pride thing. Pride will, love's gonna get you killed, but pride's gonna be the death of you and me for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited either way. Even if they go,
Quinion Mitchell is looking so locked in. I know I'm like really behind right now, but I just saw him, walk up to this stage and all that.
Yeah. I'm on 4 or 5:10 of the draft clock right now for the.
So you're 30 seconds behind me because I'm at 4:35.
Oh man, I think I'm really behind. Maybe I won't speak up again.
He said, I will remain silent because I am like a minute and a half behind. Jacksonville isn't even picking.
Yeah, man. I'm just seeing Quinion Mitchell hug Roger Goodell.
Musab hasn't even seen Caleb Williams get picked. Like, he's so behind. He's still waiting for the Bears to make their first pick.
Man, I'm still.
Hey guys, you know Quinion Mitchell just got drafted.
Still seeing Yaya Diaby on the screen. I thought he was last year.
He's so behind. He's on last year's draft. It's like, hey guys, the Bucks just drafted Cody Mauk. Isn't that kind of cool? That's exciting. Huh?
He doesn't have any teeth, bro. That's crazy.
Oh man, that's funny. The Jaguars pick just got pulled in on my
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see what I see.
Got nothing.
Oh, the street's quiet for you, Eureka?
Yeah, the streets are quiet right now, brother.
Let me see if I can bring a little bit of noise.
You'd think. I'm
seeing some.
It could also be corner here too, man. It could be wide receiver. And
I'm seeing wide receiver. Seeing wide receiver.
It's wide receiver.
Yeah.
And it's another RBLR Bucks target off the board.
Oh, all right. Yes,
if
sir.
I have this right. I have it.
I think we're on the same. Yeah, I got Brian Thomas as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you mean to Jacksonville?
Sorry. It still says Philly. I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Jacksonville at 23. I apologize. Boom. Brian Thomas to Jacksonville at 23.
Oh, wow. Okay. Dang.
Yeah, I got Brian Thomas to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So why did they invest so much in the wide receiver position? The Jaguars are so confusing. Like, they've got Christian Kirk and freaking Evan Engram and freaking now Brian Thomas, and Gabe Davis. Like, they've got 4 pretty decent targets, but no elite ones. Like, you can't above average your way to having a good wide receiver room. I don't know. It's just a whole lot of investment into a position group to not have a bona fide number 1 receiver. That's very strange. But hey, maybe Brian Thomas will be that for the Jaguars. But good Lord, that secondary looks bad. So I don't really understand this pick. They could have gone Arnold and everyone would have been totally fine. But this is a weird one. That's okay. Maybe Arnold will fall to the Bucks because I don't know if Dallas goes corner, and I don't think Green Bay goes corner. Things are looking kind of interesting. I don't know. Mel Kiper looks really funny when you have him muted. I don't have my sound on, so I'm just watching Mel Kiper move his mouth and do his hands in a bunch of different directions. He's kind of goofy looking.
So what you're saying is if you have a bunch of I was talking to my wife. If you have a bunch of average guys on one side of the ball, you probably aren't going to be very good on that side of the ball.
I was mostly just referring to the receiver group.
Oh, okay. See, I was thinking on corners, which is what Tampa has a bunch of average guys on.
But see, in the hierarchy of positions, position importance, I guess you could call it. To me, wide receiver is higher than corner. If you have
really,
yeah, to me, a group of average corners is okay if you have really excellent position groups elsewhere. If you have a really amazing pass rush, you can make a group of average corners look elite. You can make a group of average corners look like the Legion of Boom because they just don't have to cover for very long. They can be very aggressive. You see it with the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys have, Minka Parsons and Lawrence coming off the edge and just disrupting things, creating havoc. So it makes Deron Bland and Diggs look like Pro Bowlers. They get picks out the wazoo because they can be as aggressive as they want because they know they've got an elite pass rush getting after the quarterbacks. They don't have to cover every double move because the quarterback's just not going to have that much time for the route to progress. So that's just me, though. I don't know that.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a defensive-minded person, like a defensive fan.
Oh no, I'm a huge defense guy. I'm not saying I love good defense, but if I'm constructing a team right now, I'm going to focus on getting a number one wide receiver over a number one cover corner.
Oh, yep. Okay, that's fair. And I'm going to go back to a Madden reference. Whenever I play Madden, I go for a shutdown corner over a star wide receiver first round in a franchise draft.
I mean, if we're talking Madden versus real NFL, yeah.
I'm saying if I were starting a team today and you gave me the option of the best corner or the best wide receiver in the league, I'm taking the best corner in the league.
You're taking Sauce Gardner over Justin Jefferson.
I don't know that Sauce Gardner is my best.
Okay. Whoever the best cornerback is in the NFL.
I'm taking two great corners, and they'll be able to match up with any team because I guarantee you that team's not taking two of the best wide receivers back to back.
Man, that's just to me. That's insane. I would take the number 2 wide receiver over the number 1 corner in my mind.
Not a chance.
I think you have to have 2 really elite, really good wide receivers in the NFL to be successful, unless you have Patrick Mahomes. But that's one guy. If you have Patrick Mahomes, that's the lone exception. Otherwise, because that's why Kansas City gets away with that. They're able to say, hey, go run out there and throw the ball to Travis Kelce every play and figure some stuff out. We're going to go draft 5,000 defensive players and have a really good defense and then win a bunch of Super Bowls. That's how their formula works.
I guess the only argument I have towards that is it's not – I guess I can't really say that either because Tom Brady did it, and it's Tom Brady. But Brady in New England didn't have 2 elite receivers at any time.
But see, we're talking about 2 of the greatest.
And you're right.
Yeah, these are exceptions.
Baker doesn't need 2 elite receivers because.
Oh yes, he does. Yes, he does.
I think he needs. He definitely needs.
I'm completely kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's slow our roll, Chief. But you look at the teams that have been successful other than Kansas City, and all of them have had 2 really, really good wide receivers. I don't know. The Bengals had T. Higgins and Jamar Chase when they made it to the Super Bowl. The Rams had Cooper Kupp and Odell that year. They had Robert Woods as well. They had Tyler Higbee. Yeah,
you're right.
So they had a really good receiver group, and then they had Jalen Ramsey as their number 1 corner, who was really good, but their second corner wasn't really great. I can't even think of who it was. I don't know. It's an interesting way of constructing a roster because in my mind it's obviously quarterback's number 1 and then pass rush is number 2 and then probably wide receiver and then offensive line and then corner. And I would probably go interior defensive line over corner as well. I don't know. It's just cornerbacks are not super high on my priority list in general with NFL teams if you're just starting from scratch. But yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting way of looking at things.
If you're Dallas here, do you think if there's not a number 1 guy you like, you can maybe is there going to be interest in someone trading up into this position right now? We're getting to the bottom of the first round.
Right.
A lot of interesting people are out there.
For sure. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go Xavier Worthy here. But then again, I also think they could go offensive line. I think the Cowboys' needs are too dire, too necessary to trade out of the first round.
Okay.
But who knows? It's a draft.
But I mean, their big needs are what? Wide receiver and line.
Yeah, wide receiver, offensive line is number 1.
I would say offensive line up there too.
Yeah.
Is this where JPJ or Graham Barton go then?
Yeah, I could see either one of them going. If there's a good offensive tackle still out there, that either one of those guys could go. It just depends on how they view Tyler Smith. If they think Tyler Smith is the left tackle of the future, then great. If they don't want to move him from left guard where he's been fantastic, then maybe they view him that way. I don't know. But it'll be interesting. Maybe they'll. Oh, what's the word?
Yeah, have
been
talking.
Detroit is on the clock.
Oh, corner. Terry and Arnold. Terry and Arnold's gone.
Arnold's gone. Yep. My goodness. Off the top rope, the Detroit Lions. Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
It could be Wiggins, though.
Sure. Yeah, it could be
Arnold or Wiggins here.
I think Dijon is an interesting idea too, because he's been shooting up draft boards. Like I don't know that he lasts for the Bucks pick, but then again, the Bucks are only 2 picks away. So
Jerry Jones, this tweet: Jerry Jones gonna pick a goalie.
He said some weird stuff the other day. What did he say that was just like just a sign?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I remember reading it and being like, "What the hell?"
Like it was sad. Like it was like a sign of like, hey, this guy's starting to lose it kind of thing. Like
it wasn't Dak. Was it Dak? I think it was more, if I'm not mistaken, it was something along the lines of like this team's gonna go through it before, like something about the team not being good next year.
Arnold's gone.
Is it Arnold? Yep.
Yeah.
Arnold, okay.
Oh, that means JPJ is going to Tampa. I'm gonna have an answer.
This is a nightmare for Zach in a rather odd fashion.
The only thing worse than for me, the only thing worse than JPJ going to Tampa is Tampa trading out. Us spending all this time here to get the Tampa's draft pick and Tampa trading out.
Let's slow our roll, Chief. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Cowboys moved down to
Detroit
what
was like 28 or 29.
29,
yeah, Detroit moved up for 29 and 73, and the Cowboys trade
29 and 73. My goodness.
Yeah, and there's a future. It's a future nobody pick.
Wow, 73 is a big. That's a big.
Wait,
number.
what? Okay, so one thing tells me the Cowboys have traded the number 23 pick, and they're receiving number 24, a 2025 seventh rounder, what the hell? No, this is weird. Sorry, I'm gonna retract that until I get.
No, I see Arnold is going to the Lions. Like that's something.
Arnold's to the Lions,
right?
The Cowboys traded. Yeah, Detroit moved up. They gave out the 29 and 73, and the Cowboys traded away the 24 and next year's 7th.
Wait, just the 24 and next year's 7th?
Yeah, they're getting the 73rd pick, which is what, the 3rd round?
Oh, yeah.
They're getting Detroit's first round pick this year at 29,
right?
And a 3rd round pick this year for their first round pick, and they threw in a 7th to like.
That's kind of a lot for Dallas or for Detroit. That's a lot to give up.
It's a lot to give up, but I think Terry and Arnold. I said it previously. I think he's the best corner in this draft.
Yeah, and I don't think he lasted past the Bucks.
I think if he was available for the Bucks, that was a no-brainer choice to take him there.
Yeah,
I still think if Wiggins gets there, I could see Green Bay taking a corner.
Man,
it's
so hard because
it's going to be one of it could be one of our guys, Zach. Either they get Wiggins or they get DeJean.
Dude, look, I love Cooper DeJean and I want him in a Tampa Bay uniform. If Wiggins is there, I don't think you take DeJean over Wiggins.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm on Wiggins. I'm on Wiggins. Yeah.
The only reason I never said Wiggins was because, well, with that being said, Wiggins wasn't the best in zone coverage, and Tampa runs a lot of zone. Well, last year they ran a lot of zone. I don't know. That's a tough pick. I'm taking Wiggins.
I gotta say though,
No,
Xavier Worthy's still there. Like, that's crazy, and he would provide Baker Mayfield with like a disgusting third weapon. Like,
I think he becomes weapon 2, bro.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, he might surpass.
That's not necessarily a dig at
no, I get you though.
At Godwin, but
then
he's that much of a difference maker, I think.
And with Detroit only giving up a 3rd round pick to trade up with the Cowboys, I don't know. I feel like the Bucs could get away with trading their 2nd and their 3rd round pick instead of their 2nd and both 3rd round picks to get back into the 1st round, because then they could go Worthy and then they could use the other pick on whatever, an interior offensive lineman.
I mean, there's still 3 corners that you could take here.
For sure. Man, it's just missing out on Xavier Worthy and then him turning into like the next, I don't know, Tyreek Hill or fill in the blank with elite wide receiver. That would be devastating. That would be heartbreaking. Like, because he is.
Yeah. So let's say, hypothetically, even if we don't take Worthy, Xavier Legette's still there. Adonai Mitchell.
Right.
Like, there's serious weapons there.
But I don't think either of those guys last to the next Bucs pick. Like, I don't think.
No, and that's what I'm saying.
That's why they have to trade. Yeah,
we would have to trade into the 1st round still.
Oh,
if we were to trade into the end of the 1st round, Legette is still there. He's one of my favorite prospects.
Right. I think that they're more. I just think they're more likely to get Worthy first and then still be able to get one of the corners.
Agreed.
And I think they could get away with that. Like,
Packers,
I think
an offensive tackle.
If Tampa takes a wide receiver at 26, I agree with you that I see us trading back into the 1st round.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I've seen Tampa trade back into a 1st round.
This would be the time to do it because this is one of those weird classes.
Such a weird 1st round.
Yeah, where 6 quarterbacks were taken. There was, this would be a great time to trade back into the 1st round at least once. I don't know. And it could be for Kansas City or San Francisco. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, we got to trade with Arizona. Like, oh, I'm Jason Light. We got to trade for, with Dallas or whatever. Like, let's get Dallas back in. No, like, it can be for 31 or 32. Like, that would be fine.
Yeah, I don't think Tampa. I don't think if we are gonna take a wide receiver, if we do, wow.
Yep. I just saw that as well, Eureka. I think we get Wiggins. I want Wiggins.
Oh man,
there's a lot of dudes left on here. Honestly, I mean, listen. I would be fine with JPJ as well. I mean, even
don't even speak it into existence. My anxiety is through the roof right now,
guys. We are at a peak of our viewership right now, right at the right time. The Buccaneers are the next pick.
Here we go,
guys. Everyone that is here, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and know that we talk about your Bucs every single week. Anywhere you get podcasts, whether it's YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we are there. RBLR Sports. Make sure you're following us and getting all of our content across the entire network and across the entire realm of your Tampa Bay sports. So, guys, Tampa Bay at 26, a lot of our targets are on the board and a couple guys that we didn't envision dropping this far.
I'm going to go bold. I say they pick Xavier Worthy. That's my prediction.
I'm going Nate Wiggins.
I'm going to go depressed and say they take JPJ.
All right, Eureka. What do you think the Bucs pick, Big Dog?
Guys, in the comments, YouTube, X, let's hear your pick right now. Drop them in the comments. Let's go.
Come on now.
It doesn't have to be a Buck target either. You can drop your favorite kicker, from this year's.
That's right. You can drop another Roberto Aguayo.
Who's your pick?
Yeah, who knows?
Come on, chat. Who is your pick?
Who's y'all's pick? Let's see. Oh, man. The anticipation is killing me.
I have this feeling in my gut we trade out.
Hey, Santiago Pombo in the house.
Oh, all right.
Hey,
Hey-o.
we go corner.
So happy with that pick, brother.
There's Mr. Pombo. Gotta
Mr.
love
Pombo, the host of RBR Deportes every week. We're talking Spanish. Let's go. You didn't think I was about to break out RBR Deportes, did
you think your Spanish has improved a lot from doing that with Santiago, Eureka?
Sí.
Yeah,
Mi español es mucho mal, pero muy práctico y listening to his podcast every week.
Ah,
Muy
practicas
bien,
mucho.
muy bien.
Tienes
Yeah,
que
muy
escuchar.
bien,
That's
señor.
hell yeah.
Buena suerte.
Sí, buena suerte, mi amigo.
All right. Are the streets talking yet, Eureka?
Let's see. No, let's see.
I should actually maybe go outside and see if my streets are actually talking. It's got to be a Buck fan in my neighborhood.
They haven't confirmed my my Packers pick, so we'll see. But
the streets have confirmed your Packers pick on mine.
okay, all right. But yes, please, guys, thank you for sticking around so long. This is the time. It wouldn't surprise me if we trade out of here, but if any one of these guys that we've selected as first round targets have the eyes of Bowles and Corp, they got to take them here.
Oh man, I don't know what they do here. This is why they watch the draft. I guess this is the whole plot of that stupid draft day movie that I watched earlier.
Santiago said to Gene, Zach, are you still on that board? You said he was the number one guy. He's your guy. You'd pick him right now.
Yeah, I mean, I still love him. I would take him. I'd take him or Wiggins right here.
Okay.
Okay. But I don't think that's what Tampa does.
I think you're anybody but JPJ. I think
no, I'm not. Any corner, any of our top three corners.
All right, man.
Oh, my heart rate's through the roof right now, boy.
Let's see.
This is such a long time with no news. They traded out. I'm telling you. We've been on here for 3 hours
Zach,
to say Tampa traded out.
Zach, you're going to hate this.
You're going to hate this, Zach.
Uh-oh.
I swear to God, I'm just going to hang up.
Well, it's not who you think it is.
It's not who you think it is, but I think you'll probably think it's worse.
It's not who you think it is, but you're not going to like him.
Yeah, you'll probably think it's worse.
It's going to be Graham Barton.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It is Graham Barton.
Oh, my God. That's so retarded.
Hey.
Sorry.
That's a no-no word.
He went to Duke, right?
Yeah, he went to Duke. I'm kind of pumped, too.
So not only is it an offensive lineman, but it's a
shout out to Claire Brantley in the house, the legend.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right. Oh.
Sorry, Mom. We disappointed you.
Yeah, we bummed you out.
We're sorry, Mom.
They got the other center, Graham Barton.
All right, well, hype me up on this. What's up, Graham Barton? What's the
Graham
upside?
Barton, guess what? Our offense still blows.
All right. You're about to get a little ZB12 tinge.
Really, there's nothing. This guy it's like.
No one else has been talking about Graham Barton outside of Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah, that is true. Honestly, I really don't have much to say either about Graham Barton. I mean, I've heard good things as well, but I mean, I'm not going to be like, I've watched this guy. You know, who I've watched is JPJ, Zach Frazier, Hunter Nerzet, those kind of guys. Cedric, I've even seen some Cedric tape, but yeah, I never put the effort in to watch Graham Barton. I just didn't think. I don't know. Is he like a versatile athlete? You know, can he?
I'm hearing he's a
super
stud.
versatile at offensive line, brother.
I'm hearing he's a stud. Someone's got to be the optimist here. We beefed up the O-line.
Yeah, you know what? No, I'll be an optimist. You know what? Hey, we're beefing up our O-line. Yeah, you got to be happy, all right? At least it wasn't a stupid pick, you know.
Yeah, no.
It is a stupid pick. Nate Wiggins was on the board still.
Yeah, I know. Hey, listen, I'm bummed out too, man. But
JPJ was on the board still. JPJ would have been better than Graham Barton.
I'm not gonna get that riled up, but I am kind of disappointed they didn't go JPJ or
like
Wiggins.
if you're taking an interior lineman, take the best
you know
one
what?
left.
You know what? It's disappointing, but right now I guess we just hope that Graham Barton better just take off and he better make an impact ASAP. That's all you can do. I mean, yeah, it sucks, but there was actually a lot of really good guys left on the board. That obviously is surprising, but we still have a whole other like 5-6 rounds of NFL draft. So
right, but like I was saying before, though, do they just kind of see like, man, there's still a lot of people. We might have to make some moves to get here, but there's a lot of guys still sitting on this board.
Yeah,
I mean, even if you took Wiggins, there's still a bunch of dudes on the board.
Yeah,
can't wait for the TikTok. Look at Zach. Zach is pissed over there, dude.
I mean, it's a bummer. It's interesting to see how we've talked about so many guys who are left on the board who are still available, and not a single one of us hit.
Graham Barton.
No, I heard a couple of like mocks about Graham Barton from some like Buck people, but I don't know. I just really, more than anything, wanted to focus on the center position, someone who specialized in that center. That's why it was really JPJ for me. If it was going to be round 1, round 2, it was going to be Zach Frazier. Round 3, it's going to be Cedric Van Pran. But I never thought about Graham Barton.
Yeah, I'd love to hear the coach speak on this one. I'd love to hear why they love Graham Barton.
Yeah. I'm sure there's someone in the organization who definitely has a good reason. Otherwise,
I've got the NFL draft broadcast on the other thing. They still have not announced the pick, so I'm waiting to see what the talking heads. Oh, here we go, Zach. Zach already firing the bullets.
I've already seen some accounts actually posting. Yeah, this is our guy, Graham Barton. Wow. Well, I'm gonna be watching some Graham Barton tape.
Quietness, guys. Really, a pall has been laid upon this.
Man, it's just I don't know what to say. This guy wasn't even really on any of our radars.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't really know.
I'm just as of right now, I'm looking for some form of optimism by seeing what other people have to say who actually have done a little bit of research on this guy, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's just kind of a bummer because like we've been saying, there are a lot of really good guys still on the table. I don't know. Barton didn't seem like I didn't see Barton as someone who would go in the first round on a lot of draft boards. So it seemed like a bit of a reach, even if you want to just get away from the position fit, so to speak. It didn't seem like Graham Barton was going to be like a lock for the first round. So I don't know. It was just a bit of a strange pick, and I'm kind of at a loss. A bit weird.
So Arizona though doesn't take any of these guys that we thought we would take. I mean, they went with a defensive lineman. Let's see.
Baby, I don't think I'm going to eat tomorrow. I think I'm going to go on a hunger strike because the stupid ass picks Tampa's making.
They're showing the war room right now on NFL Network, and they got coaches smiling. They think they got their guy, guys.
Hey, maybe we did. I'm not gonna just completely crap on just.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Just because you didn't hear anything, I don't believe anything you hear. Like it's almost like if someone came out saying, you know who I really love is Kitchens. Kitchens is the greatest safety to ever play the game. It's like, then you're not taking that dude. Like you're not taking that guy. So
yeah, it's just weird. He seems to be like a mid to late first round guy from like a lot of the boards that I guess. So I guess he was not necessarily a lock, but like kind of a first round talent. But it's just weird because most people had him listed as a tackle as opposed to an interior guy. I don't know. It's a weird one. It's a weird pick. I don't really know what to say about it, but
well, he graded a 6.46 at the combine. Will become a starter within 2 years. Thank God for that.
Yeah, I guess maybe they sit him, let Hainsey.
Because that's what we should do with our first round picks.
Right. I'm with you, man. It's kind of a weird one.
Sit.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, it's Jason Light. He's made a lot of really good draft decisions.
He's also made quite a few really bad ones.
For sure. I was getting there. Yeah, I was getting there. Okay.
I'm not mad at you, I promise.
No, it's okay. It was just funny. Like those were literally the worst. The next.
No, I love the fire, guys.
For sure. No, for sure. It was just funny. No, yeah, he's made a lot of bad ones. I feel like his hit rate is about average with NFL GM. So I'm not super thrilled, but I'm gonna trust him on this. You know, it's
well. Drop those comments. What do you guys think? What are we? Where are we? Are we on the, like with Zach? Are we not feeling the vibes? Are we a little more optimistic? Let's hear those comments, guys. Drop them in here. We'll get them on screen for you.
Guy. I like him now.
He's a what?
He's from Brentwood, Tennessee.
Yeah. How far is that from Kodak?
Okay. See.
Or how far is that from Kodiak or Kodak?
Kodak.
Okay.
There's so many. Oh.
I got to retweet your thing you posted there, buddy. Sounds like the Buffs, the Buffalo Bills are trying to trade out of this spot.
Oh, why don't we just give it to? Let's just let them trade it to Kansas City so that they could take Xavier Worthy. Let's trade it to the Saints so they could take Cooper DeJean. I'm rooting for the Patriots this year.
Damn.
I'm not really because they also picked like trash.
Cardinals went with an edge rusher, Darius Robinson.
You know what? He's going to do better than Graham Barton.
Damn. I don't know, man. I mean, like, I'm not super thrilled about it, but got to wait and see, you know? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm definitely not jumping off a bridge because I'm like, they seem like they got their guy. They zeroed in on him and they got him. And linemen are
for sure. It was
you get one, dude. There's not a lot of amazing linemen out there.
Right. My only thing is if JPJ turns out to be really good, this is an ugly pick. Like if they missed on JPJ and Barton doesn't work out,
yeah,
man, that's
JPJ
ugly.
is going to be the closest thing we've seen to Creed Humphreys.
Yeah, and if that's the case,
it's just he looks that good. I don't even know who Graham Barton is.
Well, he was playing a lot of tackle in college, so that's my main trepidation is he's going to have to make the change. Like he's listed as a center, but he played quite a bit of tackle at Duke.
It continues the trend of Jason Light drafting guys who have played tackle.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one. Yeah, because he played left tackle last year. I don't really know what to make of it.
Yeah, this is overall for me just a head scratcher. Just for me, I guess this is something I'm just gonna have to slowly, just kind of be more optimistic about. I'm still kind of happy with it. I'm fine with it. I'm sure there's got to be a couple heads in that office, who have been doing this for a while, who decided, what, this is what's in our best interest right now is to get this guy instead of JPJ or Nate Wiggins. So
Kansas City is now the 28th pick in the draft.
I'm done.
Oh.
I'm done. I'm done, bro. Xavier Worthy is either Xavier Worthy or Nate Wiggins is coming off the board. Going to be one of the best draft in the entire draft.
And then they're going to win it again. And then Baker Mayfield's going to say, screw Tampa Bay. He's going to go to Kansas City. He's going to be Mahomes' backup. Sooner or later, Servassier, Dennis, J.J. Russell. They're all going there. The whole team's going there.
But don't worry, we'll have Graham Barton.
I'm clipping all this when he becomes an all-pro, buddy.
The cherry. Dude, that was the cherry on the top. Oh, my gosh.
Now I want Graham Barton to rule, dude. I want him to kick ass now.
I want him to. Like, that way I can just be in love starting center for the rest of my life. That sounds like fun.
Musab, this is where you put together the clips, bro. You put together the clips and tell me why Graham Barton is going to be the man and why.
Yeah, man. Well, as of right now, I'm thinking we need to get like an RB Lord T-shirt idea with Zach's face on the front, and then on the back it says, "At least we have."
Hey, at least we got Barton.
At least we have Graham Barton. And they got like a hashtag Go Bucks.
If you do want any of the t-shirts we have right up in the corner, there's shop.rblrsports.com. You can use the promo code CANNONS, CANNONS, and get 10% off everything in the whole store. So drop that like, hit that subscribe button, but go buy a shirt if you want to really help support the brand. Bills are trading pick 28, 133 and 248. They're picking up the 32nd, the 95th, and 221. So they're moving down a couple spots in the first, moving up 30-something spots with the other pick, and a couple spots in the 7th. So, see, it's a pretty good deal for Buffalo.
Not too bad.
Kansas City, they need offensive tackle. They need defensive tackle. They need wide receiver and corner. So, literally, they're probably going to pick one of the targets that we have on the board. We'll just see which one it is. Okay. I'm wrong. They are picking someone, but it is not one of the people that we have on the board. I have Kansas City 28 taking
This is a tweet that I just read.
Okay.
Bucks. This is about Graham Barton. Bucks just have to polish how he uses his hands and fix his technique. We're taking a guy in the first round. We have to fix his technique.
I don't know. It's a tough one, but
I have Kansas City taking Xavier Worthy.
That one's gonna hurt.
Oh, who'd they take?
I have Buffalo's traded to Kansas City. Kansas City in the 28th is taking Xavier Worthy.
Hey, why don't this is all being recorded, right? Because I said it right after we picked Graham Barton. I said Buffalo's going to trade it to Kansas City. They're going to get Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, that's going to hurt because Kansas City's about to. Yeah, Kansas City's about to win like 4 more.
They're going to run it back.
AC about to take off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
so I have Dallas on the clock right now.
Dallas is on the clock. All right, man.
This is the pick they traded back when they traded with Detroit.
Yeah,
because they probably are sitting here going, because Dallas needs wide receiver, tackle, defensive tackle, maybe running back. But I don't think they could have traded back and thought they could get Benson, but
yeah.
Well, why don't they just trade back in the second round, take our pick, and let us draft someone who's going to make a difference on this team?
Man, you're so mad, bro. You're so mad.
Bro, I'm so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm not like actually mad. Like I'm gonna go upstairs and sleep perfectly fine tonight.
Okay.
But like, well, maybe not.
I mean, look, guys, there's still like, I mean, they do need. I think they do need to make a move and get into at least the top of the second round. I absolutely think the Bucks need to make a move.
They won't,
because with so many of these guys here, like, I mean, if there's any of these that they've pegged as like a starter from day one, they need to come and get them right now. I think they're lucking out that some of these picks are going to other people. So,
yeah, Kansas City getting Xavier Worthy, the very next pick, is going to look ugly unless Barton turns out to be like a really good center.
Well, it was 2 picks in their defense.
Well, oh, right, fair enough. My bad.
But still, I get your point.
Yeah, like if Worthy's picked 2 picks later, and Barton doesn't turn out to be like a really good starter at that position for like the next 5 to 6 years or whatever, then yeah, if Barton doesn't sign a second contract,
Barton needs to be a starter day one for this trade for this pick.
Oh, he has to, yeah.
Well, he'll be. I don't think they make this pick with him not starting in mind, but I could be wrong, of course. Like who knows? But I'd have to imagine they made this pick with clear, like, oh yeah, this is going to be our starting center, or maybe he's gonna push Hainsey to left or right guard, whatever the case may be. I think they had a clear vision that he's going to be their starting center. Whether that's the right move or not, I don't know. That's a different question.
Well, Dallas is picking at 29.
Yeah, man,
Tyler Guyton.
Really bums me out that Xavier Worthy didn't end up a Buck. He could have been really fun. He could have been a blast. Yeah, this is a weird pick. This is a weird feeling, but that's all right. Jason Light, he's proven us wrong before. I mean, I don't know.
Baltimore is after Dallas, if that's right.
That is correct.
Yeah, they still haven't announced the Kansas City pick. Sorry, we're kind of living in the future here. Like we're kind of quiet, but I think we're living in the future.
Yeah.
We already know who Kansas City's taking.
Yeah.
And who Dallas is taking.
Yeah. I have Dallas taking Guyton.
Yeah. Also, another offensive lineman I heard more about than Graham Barton. Just saying. Granted, we don't need tackles, so I'll agree with that.
Yeah, Dallas needed an offensive tackle. That's a pretty solid pick. I don't know. The Bucks could still swing some stuff. They could still pull something off. If they have a good rest of the draft, that could make up for this first round pick that was kind of a bit of a head scratcher. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. A lot of time left.
Well, unless DeJean or Wiggins fall to us at our pick in the second round, this draft is already a failure.
Yeesh, I don't know about that. They've got a lot of other picks to make. I feel like there's a lot.
Yeah, we still got a whole, like a couple rounds to go.
Yeah, 2 third-round picks, a second-round pick.
Yeah, we gotta. I think we should be optimistic. I think it's still a good pick. You know, you got a guy in the trenches who can be a game changer. Apparently, all the kind of reports that I've come across these last 10, 15 minutes or so where have all said that he's got a lot of versatility. So I think it can work out.
Find his technique and polish up his skills. That's all.
Crazy. The Falcons might have already screwed up the Kirk Cousins deal.
Yeah, no, for sure.
They might have already screwed it up.
That's definitely. I think so far that's definitely the weirdest pick.
Yeah, that's by far.
I keep hearing that they didn't tell him at all. They called him when they were on the clock and said, "Oh, BT Dub, bro, you got a teammate."
We're getting this boy from St. Pete.
Yeah, getting this guy from Tampa. I mean, my goodness, just what a as much as the Barton pick isn't the one that I would have made, it's kind of confusing. At least the Bucks didn't take Jordan Travis in the first round or something stupid.
Yeah.
You know, like I like Jordan Travis. That's not to be disparaging of him, but at least they didn't pick a quarterback or a running back in the first round. I would have had Zach's reaction if either of those things happened.
I probably would have been happier.
I'm sure.
Not quarterback, but running back would have been happier.
And I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, running back would have been a tough.
I didn't want one. I don't think there was even a first two running back in this draft.
Yeah, there's definitely not a round one running back in this draft. But
outside of Graham Barton, I would take any running back. Give me Carson Steele out of UCLA. I mean, I'm down. If we're just throwing out picks that might start in 2 years.
Word. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm with you. I'm not super thrilled about it, but gotta wait and see. There's a lot of time left.
There's nothing to see. He's an offensive lineman.
Buddy.
Who needs to be refined? What the hell are we doing?
I don't know. It's you could say that about every one of these players. They need to be refined. None of them are going to be.
Now I got to go find the hype. Let's see the Graham Barton hype film.
Yeah, the highlight film.
You're going to see him blocking people as a tackle, and we took him at center.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to watch Graham Barton tape for the next hour or so after this draft. Definitely just become the next Graham Barton fan. Maybe hit him in the DMs, be like, "Hey, congrats on joining Tampa Bay. P.S. If you want to let us know, what are your thoughts? We'd be happy to have you at RBLR."
I'll miss that episode.
Oh man. Damn, Zach. It's really like that, huh?
It's a trash pick.
I'm gonna need to see your work on that though.
I picked my nose.
Yeah.
I need to see your work though on next week's RBLR Bucks.
Yeah, you know what?
Available every single week, guys. You need to be subscribed to the YouTube or anywhere you are getting this podcast. Every week we do it. Go ahead, Mustafa. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think this is a great opportunity, especially with the off season and especially this next week. Let's do a little bit. I'm gonna be doing some research on this Graham Barton guy, of course, because first of all, he's our first rounder. He's our most important draft pick, or should be.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think we should be optimistic about him. There's got to be a couple reasons maybe that we don't know from the top of our heads as to why he's the best pick, but I think it's maybe our job to find that.
Oh, it's Zach. We're getting like static or something from your phone.
Oh, is that Zach? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I heard a little bit of that.
Way over.
It's all that Graham Barton hate. You've now created a magnetic
that's
field
what it is. Yeah.
around.
He's like
himself.
Magneto, man. He's letting the hate get to his head.
Yeah.
Got to be like Professor X.
Heartbeat in my head right now.
Oh my goodness.
I'm being sarcastic. I promise.
I know.
Like, I feel like you guys might know it, but I feel like I got other fans. So I'm not really that mad. I do. Think
It's a bit. I see it's a bit, dude. It's all good. It's all good. That's you're a grumpy guy on the podcast, and that's fine. I'm trying to get to 6 by the end of the draft here, guys.
The Ravens got Nate Wiggins.
Yeah, I like how you
yeah,
from
Nate
3 to
Wiggins.
5.
Yep, there goes Nate Wiggins.
There goes Nate. Wow. That was not something I expected him to go that late.
I need nicotine and alcohol.
Dang. Needing nicotine and alcohol after Bucks taking an interior offensive line in the first round.
Not even the best offensive interior line is the issue.
Can you imagine what he would need if a kicker was drafted?
Yeah, well, come on, dog.
Oh,
yeah.
No,
He would just hang up.
What if the Bucks traded up and drafted Mike?
I don't think he would ever.
He likes Michael Penix. What if the Bucks traded up and drafted Bo Nix? You know?
Ooh.
This is better than the interior offensive line.
Oh,
No, I would have been upset about that too.
What if the Bucks drafted Deshaun Fenwick first round?
Oh my god, I would probably get naked on stream, guys. I'd start an OnlyFans.
I don't think
we're
anyone
good.
wants to see
I
that.
think we're good on that one.
Yeah, I think
Listen, Listen.
Make sure you unhit the subscribe button and fucking get the fuck out of here. We don't want you to follow if he's doing that. No,
no.
we
Command Q as soon as that starts happening.
We're gonna have like 14 followers the rest of our career.
Yeah, we're like, well, we figured when he went naked, that's the pivot point that people decided to jump off the fucking stream.
Yeah. Hey, Zach, we were doing some kind of data analytics on our podcast. Last week we noticed there was a really random spike on our show. At 7:38 p.m. to
more of a nadir. It's a
at 7:38 we had about 75 reviews, and then 7:39 it went down to only 12. And we replayed it, and we noticed that you may have taken off too many layers of clothing.
Yeah, we're gonna need to at least have a shirt on, big guy. No one can see your legs, so who knows who's wearing pants on the stream? You know what I'm saying? But
that's never thought about that.
See, you just don't know.
I'm wearing jorts.
That's on brand. That's totally.
I feel like deep down, Zach, you're wearing some Duke number 55 or whatever.
Oh yeah, boy!
You're wearing some boxers.
He's got that GB.
You're wearing them,
He's already on DH gate. He's already got the shit coming, bro.
You got Graham Barr looking like a little blue devil.
Not a chance in hell. I don't care if he turns out to be the greatest offensive lineman to ever play the game. I would not ever wear his jersey.
I don't know, man. I think.
Why?
See, that's what I'm like. This is very much a result over process type of pick right here. Because like if they would have gone corner and the corner didn't end up working out or whatever, all right, fine. Or if they would have went JPJ and it wouldn't have worked out, I would have been like, hey, it doesn't work out, but at least the process was there in my mind. Like
exactly.
But in this case, if this guy doesn't work out, oh man, I don't know how I can defend it.
If this guy doesn't work out and JPJ does,
oh yeah, that's nasty.
Xavier Worthy becomes the next Tyreek Hill. Like in my opinion, I take this very lightly. Jason deserves to be fired.
Ah, boo!
I'm saying take it lightly.
Whoa!
Oh, big dog.
Yeah, come on now.
The next Tyreek Hill, you miss on a starting caliber corner.
Okay, but he signed Baker Mayfield.
I think it's too soon to say all these things. And if I may just chime in real quick, we still have like the rest of the draft to go. And what I have to say is, I feel like most teams, if not every year, you're not going to hit on all 7 of your guys. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Maybe we don't exactly hit. Maybe we didn't exactly hit on Graham Barton, but boom, our second round, third round guys, fourth round, we did really well. So
exactly.
I think it's just way too soon to say these kind of things.
First round picks are supposed to be the ones you hit on.
But you don't. But you're
not.
But if you hit on the third round pick, then it makes up for. Because then if you hit on the first, it doesn't matter where the pick comes from, as long as you're hitting on a certain amount of players. Then that's all that really matters. Like if it's a 7.
I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of first round picks in Tampa not work out. That's all I'm saying.
For sure, but he's got a Super Bowl. He's won a Super Bowl ring as a GM, and he's won.
That wasn't because of his draft.
He got Tom Brady though.
Exactly, and he's won 3 consecutive division titles as a GM of the Bucs. No other general manager can say that they've done that.
How many wins total have the other teams had in the NFC South? We can't count that.
There's still division titles, and the divisions they've been in have always been bad. Like it's not like they've ever been in divisions with the Packers and the Dolphins. Like they've never.
And they didn't go one and done last year, which we all
exactly.
Yeah, and we don't get our butt kicked exactly in the playoffs either. Yeah.
Games in a row.
Okay.
Huh? I mean, yeah, they had a losing streak, but they were still able to bounce back and win the division. I don't know.
No, I'm talking about
but what I'm saying is literally adding one corner versus an interior lineman. Was that going to be different? You'd feel different about that?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
Like if they got Wiggins or DeGene, any of that. That's one cornerback. You would feel way differently about this draft.
Yes, because I feel that I feel that a first round corner starts day one and is better than Zion McCollum.
Yeah, I just think it's incomplete. I think the grade is incomplete.
Yeah, there's
Is it
still
an
a lot of
A? I don't know. Is it an F? I don't know. I mean, literally because we don't know.
Unless DeJean or McKinstry falls to us in the second round, there's not a corner better than Zion.
DeJean has just been selected by the San Francisco 49ers.
There you go. We're done for.
That's it. The Bucks are going.
It's over, guys.
The Bucks are going 0-17. That's it. They're going to lose every game.
But
I bet we don't win the division if we don't draft a corner.
I mean, this is why I did say I would have liked to see the Bucks come back into this first round, because now I think all the people we thought were going to be at 26 are now being selected, as now it's 3 people in a row now, or 2 people at least.
It's hard because I don't know the price of the first round, jumping back into the first. You know what I mean? Like it could be
been able to.
Yeah, teams could be asking for just like 2 second-round picks, like this year's second and next year's second, which non-starter. Or they could be asking for their second and their 2/3 and then a third-round pick. That's a non-starter too. There's just a lot of factors that come into play here. Yeah, it's hard to trade back into the first round, especially from so much further back in the second round. Most of the time you'll see when the Bucks traded back for Logan Hall, like they traded with the Jaguars, right? Or am I tripping?
That pick's worked out for us so far.
Well, regardless, I don't know. I wouldn't be losing any sleep over this.
It's just incomplete. Like, look, Zach might be right. He might.
Oh, for sure.
He might be right 100%. And when if Graham flops, there you go.
I'd also like to point out, like, Luke Gadecki was a huge flop his rookie year, and now like he's a franchise cornerstone at the right tackle position. Like, so it might not even be a grade that you can give out after the first year. It's a tough
for the first time. I'm hearing that's wrong, so I'm going to retract that. And it is
the draft tomorrow's rounds 2 and 3.
Wide receiver Ricky Pearsall.
Wow, I did not expect him to go in the first round if that's true.
Florida, right?
Florida, yeah.
This is what I have. This is the information I have.
So my argument to Luke Gadecki not being great his first year is he wasn't a first round pick. He was round 2, 57. Round 2, pick 57. I'll take a risk on a round 2 interior offensive lineman that might not be great. But if you're taking him at 26, you expect him to be a starter day one and a good starter.
I guess
I get your point. I mean, I see your point, man. I'm not saying you're like completely out of base.
But I guess in my mind, it's like the interior offensive line is a fine place to pick here. I don't necessarily agree with the person they selected, but
and I think that's my biggest complaint right now.
Right. It seems like you might have more of an issue with the position as opposed to the player. Like you wouldn't have been happy with JPJ either. I feel like you'd probably have this visceral.
Well, but that guy, I think I'm putting words in your mouth, but I would assume his point is like, here's a player is not good at this number. Like if you're going to take the position, at least take one that's good.
Yes, I didn't want interior offensive line. Had we picked JPJ, I wouldn't be as irritated because even on Twitter throughout the day, like I did my tier list and I put JPJ in my tier 1 list. I didn't think he would be there at 26. So as bad as I wanted a corner, I don't think that had we taken JPJ, I wouldn't have been happy, but I wouldn't have been irritated. I'm irritated with the fact that we took a guy from Duke who is irrelevant, who played tackle last year, and looking at the stuff, it's saying
I'm hearing Buffalo trading out of this pick as well. So stand by.
I wouldn't be shocked to see Carolina trade into the first round.
Carolina is coming back in.
They're not. They're coming.
They're the first pick in the second round.
Yeah.
So I think they're jumping up.
They're
one spot.
They're getting. I guarantee they're going to take Xavier Legette, get that 5th-year option on him. I've heard Carolina wants. I've heard that Carolina is a big fan of Legette. Wow. Everyone in our division outside of us in Atlanta has made good picks. I don't even remember who. Oh, no.
The Falcons made.
That's why I said outside of the Falcons and us.
Yeah, outside the Falcons. Saints. Who did the Saints
It's got
get again?
Oregon State offensive lineman.
Gotcha.
That wasn't actually a good pick, but it was an Oregon State player.
Oh, so just for that reason, it was good.
No, I think that they needed offensive line, but they needed D-line more than anything, in my opinion.
We're talking about the Saints?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know, man. Trevor Penning has been a mess. I feel like
that's a good point. That's a good point.
They were like because the Saints are like have the attention span or the future sight of like a 5-year-old child.
Yeah.
They can't see beyond this year. And they're playing as if they aren't, like their salary cap situation is so awful that they're not really playing for 2025 and 2026 anyways. So you might as well get a starter at the left tackle position and try to compete in a horrible division. So I get that pick.
The pick is in.
So
I'm telling you, it's going to be Xavier Legette.
I do not have who it is, but I do know that Carolina, Buffalo is moving up another 60 spots from 200 to 141.
My God.
Just to drop down one spot.
It's that 5th-year option, brother.
Yeah, 5th-year option is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. Yeah, that's quite a jump. Good for them. Yeah, Buffalo's got so many holes. They really needed to continue to trade back and build up draft capital because, like,
I think Buffalo played it smart
for sure, given the cards that they were dealt, because they cut their entire secondary except for I think like they have who's the corner that they got from the Packers, Rasul Douglas.
Rasul Douglas, yeah.
But they let go of both of their safeties. They let go of Trey White. Like they're in dire need of those guys. They could use another pass rusher because Von Miller is just not an NFL.
I have to look up his name. Kool-Aid's his nickname, though.
Zach's not going to like this.
It's Cooper DeJean, isn't it?
Xavier Legette.
I told you.
Xavier Legette.
Look, I'm not saying I'm good, but I'm good. A lot better at picking other teams' players than ours, apparently.
Yeah, but guys, like we picked now 4 dudes, almost 5, 4 guys that we thought were going to be in that right space. I'm good.
Yeah.
Kool-Aid McKinstry seems like the biggest dropper of all of these guys.
Oh,
I think we had a first round grade on him for sure.
Well, I mentioned it. I mentioned it a little bit that there was an anticipation that he could drop out of the first round, just because he had like this happened last year with oh my God, he's on the Lions. Not Brian Battle, but the other safety out of Alabama. Who's the one that you did? Brian Branch, that's who it was, because he was supposed to be a first-round pick, and he fell like a rock.
Yeah, I wanted Tampa to take him.
Yeah, I wanted Tampa to take him too, and he just fell it was just ridiculous.
If I'm not mistaken, Tampa passed on him twice, didn't we?
No, I think they just passed on him once.
No, they traded because the Lions traded up in the second round. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was a lot of fun. This was a great draft. This was entertaining at the very least. For the in the whole
blast.
I know you're having a horrible time, Mr. Blaine, but this is a really fun draft.
You know how dumb the Bucs are.
That's okay. We can talk about that on next week's episode, right? We can talk about how dumb the Bucs are. So definitely hit that like and subscribe button if you liked what you heard. Stick around. We're gonna have plenty of opportunities for Zach Blaine to continue to complain. Hey, that rhymed about the Bucs first round pick and any other picks that they make. You can also follow us at RBLR Bucks or at RBLR Sports, whichever tickles your fancy, on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, the whole shebang. So check us out there. We really appreciate y'all for tuning in again. And from our co-host and our producer, who's I don't think he's ever really popped on a Bucs show since I've been here. But
it's been a while.
All of us, go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.